Coming to you live from the mixed genres of fantasy and sci-fi, this is the Super Metroid A Link to the Past Randomizer weekly race. My name is Angel. Joining me today on the mic is Captain MD13. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, Angels. We got a good one for you today, folks. We've got Aussie 101, Maniacal, Solsky, and Hydropower on stream for you today, along with our other off-stream community racers. And it's a normal Logic seed, folks. So as far as Suitless Meridia and Hell runs go, we shouldn't be seeing any of those today. But to these runners, Logic is merely a suggestion.
Shouldn't is the key word in that sentence. But yeah, looking forward, absolutely. So we have four super talented runners when it comes to Super Metroid, or SMZ3 as it's been done.
Yes, now for those the combo randomizer, this is a combination of Super Metroid and A Link to the Past brought together in one ROM through the magic of convenient memory placement and a couple of brilliant minds. Turns out Super Metroid and Link to the Past use different locations within the Super Nintendo's memory, allowing both games to coexist without any hiccups.
Yeah, and by using save state and stuff like that, we are getting to go between the different games and don't have to worry about getting all of the stuff back.
Yes, indeed. There are 4 cross-game portals that will allow our runners to transition between Super Metroid and A Link to the Past. There is a save room, or map room, I should say, in Crateria that will take players to the witch's house outside Lake Hylia in Link to the Past. There is a portal in the Norfair Business Center that will take you to Lower Death Mountain. There is another cross-game portal in the just above Screw Attack pedestal near Gold Terrezo, which will take you to the Misery Mire area. And there is a portal that from the backside of Meridia that will take you to Dark Ice Rod Cave. So we will be seeing our runners taking full advantage of these today, and it looks like we're off.
Yes, so the standard here when it comes to start is to immediately run to that portal in Criteria, because Metroid, you only have 2 stuff that you could possibly get. One of them requires a specific damage boost to get to it in a roof, so just go to A Link to the Past, it will never fail you.
Yeah, the only one of those checks is actually the one you mentioned is actually not in Logic in normal mode, as they don't expect you to do damage boosts, but the Morph Ball is. But it does seem like Solsky is going to be our only runner on stream to make that gamble. But on Lake Hylia Island, we see it is just a big 20 to get us started.
Yeah, and some super missiles in Sanctuary and our paper shield in Link's house.
Well, certainly some early super missiles won't hurt, but it looks like we have 3 crystals in the light world with a red crystal at desert.
Very... I don't know about you, but I'm getting suspicious when there are a lot of crystals in the light world. Ooh, there is one item that Solsky wants to take with him.
Definitely going to want to take that. Now, that is an out-of-logic flute until we get some form of can fly or some ability to zip up to that location. But getting an early flute is going to make the Kakariko trip a little more worthwhile. You'll get to integrate a flute activation.
That was a sword on Lumberjack.
I was about to say, I think I saw a 1, so I thought that might have been a sword. But, so a sword on Lumberjack is pretty interesting. So, probably not going to get that unless there's 2 swords in GT, which I doubt.
Yeah, I doubt that. That is such a low chance for that. And some of the interesting stuff that happened while we were talking there, Manical actually did the Houlihan strat.
Yeah, Houlihan is a good way to get a quick 225 rupees just before your Kakariko dive. Just in case bombs end up being a premium in the drop pool, you will at least be able to buy some in an emergency. Not too much in the Lost Woods besides a heart container. little extra cash, and we get a tree pole. I believe that is the tier. It's either the tier 1 or the 2, but I believe it is just small magic. Also, small magic on the bush crabs.
Yeah, they are coming in pairs today. Taking a race game here, we find three bombs actually, and I think that was blind perhaps from Manacles. So very nice. It's a gamble.
Yeah,
that was.
That was indeed a blind check, and it did pay off. It does pay off because at least you could save 50 rupees on the Kakariko bomb shop. No need to go buy bombs, at least for now.
Yeah. And bear in mind, guys, you just saw a golden bomb there on Aussie's side. What exactly is that? That has not been in the Link to the Past randomizer for quite some time.
Yeah, the reason for that is that Link to the Past, or I should say the combo randomizer, currently runs off version 29 of the Link to the Past randomizer, which means that bomb upgrades and arrow capacity upgrades are in the pool. And the fire rod is not a valid light source for certain dungeons, and bows are not progressive.
Yes, so expect a big chunk of silver to be used when slaying Ganon, and there was Spacer there in Chicken Coop.
Yeah, Spacer's definitely a good one to have early.
Yeah, there are a few places where that is very nicely used. Ooh, we got the hammer, power bombs, one of the validation rupees, and some super missiles in Blind's hideout.
Yeah, not a bad Blind's hideout, all things considering. And I missed what was in the back of the well, though. Unfortunately, Maniacal was the first one to check that, I believe, due to everyone else having a lack of bombs at the time.
Well, Aussie is there now, so we can just check over there and pretend we saw it.
Looks like it was just super missiles. Now, Solsky elected to do the uncle checks real quick before heading to Kakariko. I don't think there was anything of note in there.
I would say it wasn't.
I think there was
20 rupees in the drop down, perhaps?
I think there was at least a heart container as well. Because I know Solsky's the only runner on 5. Well, actually, Hydra's on 5 hearts, too.
Yeah.
Our first energy tank on the bottle vendor.
Yeah, that is really nice. Energy tanks is one thing that is considered a lot with logics when it comes to Super Metroid, while hearts isn't in a Link to the Past.
Yeah, in the case of Super Metroid, you do need at minimum 3 energy tanks to beat the game. Since we are in a normal logic seed, we won't be expecting hell runs, so number of energy tanks won't matter for anything in that regard. But yeah, get your 07s in chat because Solsky's already unleashing the bird at 6 minutes.
So let's get some guesses in. Do you think it's gonna be Morph Ball or Dark World Access that is gonna be received first?
I would say probably Morph Ball. Especially since usually the routine is to do your Sphere of Zeros in A Link to the Past. Usually Morph Ball pops up during that time, at which point you start cracking away at Super Metroid. Ooh, Solsky finding Charge Beam in the dam.
Yeah, Source Beam, that means that we will not find as many supers.
Yeah, Charge Beam early is especially important because not only, again, does, as you mentioned previously, does that eliminate the need for supers for some bosses, but it makes your beam really powerful, and it's one of the 3 components of the microwave beam. Hydra's giving us a quick look at the library, which I missed earlier, admittedly. It looks like it was the Swagnet.
Nice. And yeah, Aussie decides to take that hammer and go into the castle.
Yeah, this is a fairly solid play. The hammer is a very powerful offensive weapon.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just confirmed on my playback, it was the bug net in the library.
At the same time, we're gonna see hydropower running to South Shore. Gonna be interesting what route it decides to do, because there are, as I would say, 4 different ways to route South Shore. 2 of them is that you split up, so that you put swamp and desert together, and you put Minimodon into Ice Rod together, and then you can switch between them how you want to do it. Or you just go from Swamp Palace all the way to Ice Rod, or the reverse with ending in desert.
Yeah, definitely a lot of different ways our runners can take this. So far, not much in the front of Hyrule Castle besides some extra power bombs. Now, the power bombs definitely will come in handy with 2 power bomb packs already in tow. Finding Morph Ball afterwards will put a good chunk of Brinstar in logic, with a few exceptions. 10 power bombs is definitely preferable over 5.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we are gonna see the more standard the play on the South Shore route with the Living Desert 2 later. Hopefully, once they got the flute or something.
Solsky actually decided to route the dam into the Kakariko Village checks, and this makes a lot of sense considering he has the flute right now. Because then he can just literally flute back to 8, do Mini Moldorm Cave and Ice Rod Cave, and then nope right out later.
Yeah,
on the subject of Morph Ball, there it is in Mini Moldorm Cave, along with a ton of hearts and some extra missiles.
Yeah. So we are getting a question in set what version 30 is. So essentially, Link to the Past gains update once in a while, and version 30 basically he added the stuff like inverted mode to get rid of the different storage upgrades we can see on the screen, and also added some other pieces and stuff and pieces.
I swear that okay, what is going on with that middle Mini Moldorm here? I'm pretty sure it just took 2 bombs to the face and didn't even break a sweat.
Oh, I didn't see it, so I just have to trust you.
Yeah, it was really weird. Aussie 2 bombs definitely hit that Mini Moldorm, but it just did not respond to it.
Right. Oh, look at that high jump boots. High jump boots. So that puts the flute in log.
It sure does. So Solsky will most likely catch those eventually. I would wager he's going to make a trip to Mini Moldorm Cave relatively soon, but looks like he's going to start with Hyrule Castle. Oh no, I stand corrected. He's going to Eastern.
Yeah. He's going to the elder with the hardest name in video games. No one can pronounce it.
Yeah, it's like Sahasahaliharala or something like that. And we get some green pendant intelligence there. The pendant is in Misery Mire today. And apparently Sahasrahla also holding on to the Wave Beam and X-Ray Scope. That's actually pretty important. We're ending up with a lot of Super Metroid firepower here in the early stages.
Yeah, Solsky flying and checking out the desert, just 20 rupees on the sleds and going over to Aegina. At the same time, Aussie making his way into Super Metroid to check out the Gauntlet.
Yeah, he's electing to take those boots and the Morph Ball and go straight into Super Metroid. Meanwhile, Solsky is checking out Desert Ledge and Aegina's Cave. We saw 20 rupees on the Desert Ledge so far. Aegina's Cave itself, in the meantime, has a pack of supers.
Yeah. Okay, the first part of the Gauntlet is completed by Aussie. Ooh, we have our first bottle.
Fairy in a bottle, too. That's a good one. While we have a minute, we would like to welcome our folks coming in from Speed Gaming 3 this afternoon. You are joining us at the fairly early start of the Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer community race, we've got a pretty interesting start, folks. We found a Hammer and Blinds hideout and quite a number of Super Metroid offensive gear, including Wave Beam, Charge Beam, Spazer, and X-Ray Scope.
Yep.
And Morph Ball and High Jump Boots, of course.
Yeah, we can't forget about those. The Aussie is down with the gauntlet, finding himself the magic boomerang at the back end.
Magic Boomerang's not too bad. It does allow you to check stun prizes.
Yeah. But at this point, it feels like it has been a little bit too far. They might not need those guaranteed stuff on the stun prices anymore.
Yeah, resources haven't exactly been at a premium so far for our runners, but it looks like not much in Gauntlet so far. 230 missiles also not yielding much.
Yeah. So Aussie is going down to Pink Brimstar. On his way to Pink Brimstar, rather. And gonna check out the early Super Missile.
Yeah, now these checks are actually currently out of logic with Speed Booster, as I don't believe the Mock Ball is expected in normal logic.
I want to say it isn't.
Even then, not much in early in the back in Burnstar Reserve here, just missiles and a lot of cash, to be fair.
Cash is nice. They still will have Sora and stuff like that to save up to, so I'm down with some cash.
Surely, yes. Although it should be noted, Zora is currently not in logic, and Maniacal remembering there to turn on that Spazer beam, so a property of the randomizer, or the combo randomizer, excuse me. Property of the combo randomizer specifically is that because if Spazer and Plasma are acquired outside of Super Metroid, the game has them turned off by default in order to prevent a hiccup where you could have the Spazer and Plasma beam active at the same time, therefore generating the so-called murder beam, which would cause your game to have a bit of a headache, to say the least.
Yeah. And that is nice for that. Also looking here, hide the power pick up his flute. Also did find another bottle. It was a good bee in it. Unfortunately, there's one thing we wanted before going to CAC the first time, because we can use that for some extra economy, some bombs, stuff like that. But what do you do?
Hydra also finding the book in the back of Retro Brinstar, but does not have the does not elect to go check Billy May's room.
Yeah, it can be a little bit harder than being up there.
He's gonna go check that soon. Alright, so early Speed Booster, that actually puts the Brinstar Waterway check into logic.
Yeah, that's an interesting little find there. Yeah, we might see also go for that one later, or he's gonna go over to Norfair.
Yeah, this time we can reach...
Solskjaer's be careful, by the way.
Oh yeah, he's running on, woohoo! Cutting it a little close there, has to use the smaller hitbox of the hammer, but pulls it off. Is gonna get some nice health items, which hopefully will lead to a refill. But most importantly, gets that Morph Ball.
Yeah.
Didn't see too much of note. Yeah, there's nothing of note at Charge Beam or below Charge Beam so far. But still, Brinstar having some decent payouts.
Yeah. So the energy tank there behind the spores. Yeah, Solskjaer is gonna head up and save the old man from a very, very dark cave.
Yeah, presently this is out of logic until we do find a lamp. Because of our Norfair Business Center portal, we do have logical Death Mountain access. So a Power Glove is not required in that regard, but a lamp is still required for the old man.
Yeah. And yeah, doing this sort of navigator through the dark when you don't have anything to really show where you're going, it's quite hard to do it. I'm impressed by Solsky.
Yeah, dark rooms in A Link to the Past are not easy, especially later in the game. Myers' dark rooms are pretty bad.
Well, usually at that point you have an item that can help you navigate.
Now, Aussie did do a wave gate glitch to check what's behind the wave gate, but it was just a big 20. And the old man just giving us a plus 10 bomb cap upgrade. I think there's only one of those in the item pool. One or two.
Yeah, there are not many. But yeah, Aussie choosing to go down to North here. Gonna be missing those speed boosters.
Yeah, a bit unfortunate trying to skip Retro Brinstar. For all we know, that speed booster may not be required, depending on what we find later down the road, but a couple of particular items of note that could make it a headache when skipping speed booster is Wreck Ship Reserve and Waterway.
Yeah. And the irritating thing with those ones are that they are far away from anything else. So they have to travel to get back there. But yeah, Power Glove find.
Ah, there we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Solsky, meanwhile, checking the high jump boots area, which has so far 2 energy tanks. Can we make it 3 in 1? Nope, pack of supers. But a pair of E-tanks.
Yep. E-tanks always good because of just the added penalty when it comes to dying in Metroid compared to A Link to the Past.
Oh, absolutely. To answer a question, chat, the wave beam was in Sahasrarla's closet. Along with the X-ray scope.
Yes, said a lot of offensive the damage source dealing it from Metroid.
Ooh, Aussie gotta be a little careful. I heard his low energy warning flash for a split second.
Yeah, only 44 health on energy value on him.
Yeah, going to Kraid with 44 health is not an easy time. We have Solsky electing to do a hell run here to check the ice beam location. And is for some blueberries.
Yep, he can also opt to check the other one, but yeah, I have to see what he decides to do because he's not gonna be a lot of health coming out of him.
Yeah, and he's 1 power bomb tank short from being able to do a crystal flash, but it looks like Aussie, meanwhile, successfully pulling down off the Kraid quick kill. Words, what are they? But very nicely done by Aussie, and he's rewarded with a wavy coin.
Ooh. The bacon coin. As it also has been called.
Yeah, Solsky saw those power bombs and looked away, but then I think he realized he might need that ammo for a crystal flash soon, so he elected to go back for those.
I think it was that he got the sound for low health.
That might have spooked him a little. And it looks like Kraid E-tank is just some super missiles.
Yeah.
And it looks like Red Tower is Aussie's next stop. While Solsky and Aussie just high-fived as Solsky makes his way to Kraid's lair.
Yeah. Yeah, Hide Power now checking the first the vanilla morph bombs, should I say.
Yeah, luckily it does not actually have those, so this fight will not activate.
Yeah. The game is scripted so that after you have picked up those bombs, the boss will start, so yeah.
Now apparently the boss does start if you wait a while. if you're still waiting in the room for some time. I don't know how long it is, but it's definitely it's a while.
I think that's just a sort of making sure so that people don't know what to do, because technically that would be the first time they see those sort of balls and doesn't know what to do with them.
Solski also getting the Kraid quick kill is going to get the earth-shattering reward if you'll pardon the pun.
Oh, don't worry, I'll live for memes and puns. So
all right, we got Hydra checking out criteria power bombs here. I believe this is a first check, but it's just a big 20. So at this point, we have a glove and a hammer. We are still looking for a moon pearl for Dark World access, and some good news for our runners is that we have not found any of the 3 pieces of the AGA 1 puzzle. Ironically, we did find one, but it's behind AGA 1. We know that there is a sword on Lumberjack, but that's it. We haven't seen any other swords, we haven't seen cape, we haven't seen lamp.
Yeah, and by the way, Ozzy coming with the big brain play of using the bee to be able to navigate through the dark.
Not a bad idea, and also, in case the bee wears out, use the magical boomerang as well. But Maniacal also pulling off the Kraid quick kill. So we've got 3 out of 4 quick kills today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, hopefully we get the other 4 of 4. And we have a sword?
I don't think so. The mode item was just $300.
I was just looking in chat because I might have missed something.
But yeah, at this point, I'm actually trying to think, what else can we do? We have Speed Booster, actually, so I stand corrected. We can go to Wrecked Ship. And I believe that's actually full clearable.
Yep. Okay, so looking a bit more, because a lot of our runners is seeing Metroid and also now getting to Link to Past. What else do we have in Link to Past right now? There is not too much, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm looking at my playback trying to see where that sword popped up. I don't see it inside Spectacle Rock.
Maybe they were talking about Lumberjack.
But anywho, we've got Aussie taking advantage of that glove to check back of escape and finds both the key and the map, meaning there is an item in Dark Cross.
Yeah, also decided not to do that now. It doesn't have too reliable way right now to be able to check it. So yeah, it's gonna just head over to Eastern and do Eastern Palette.
Yeah, Eastern sounds like a pretty solid idea. We do have 3 potential items up for grabs in there, one of which might be one or 2 of which might be fire-locked, but we'll see. King Zora also in logic, courtesy of that power glove. Solski probably wishing he had those high jump boots about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, probably. And Manical he's probably gonna do a death round now. Or a hell run rather.
He might be. Let's see where he decides to go here. If he decides to go down Crumble Tower towards Croc. Doesn't look like it. And Maniacal is electing to pick up those power bombs, as that will give him the ammunition for a Crystal Flash, but he falls down. Hydra about to get that glove from Spazer. Alright, Aussie going through Eastern Palace. Now, if we do find the big key outside of its vanilla location, that means the Armos Knights... I mean, Armos Knights are still fire-locked no matter what, but the big chest item will be perfectly in logic.
Yeah. We can get the... hopefully we find 3 items, because then there's nothing in the dark portions.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm having a bit of a brain hiccup here, and I missed what the first item was in Eastern. But there's the compass, so there is going to be something. Unfortunately, either something will be fire-locked. And Thoris, our tracker, is saying the first item was the map. So not only is there going to be an item in the fire-locked, but there is going to be an item on Armos Knights.
Yeah. Yeah, Manical had to use the Crystal Flash there just to keep himself alive.
Yep, he made a good decision going back for those power bombs, and that is Plasma Beam in Eastern Palace. So we are literally an Ice Beam. Also, that makes Phaser useless.
Yep.
We are literally just a Ice Beam away from, I should say, a full Quispy Beam, as we call it. But more importantly, with Charge and X-Ray in tow, that does allow us the Microwave. And considering that Aussie is still very early in his Super Metroid run, that Microwave Beam is going to come in extremely useful here. For those who don't know what the Microwave Beam is, it is a combination of a Charged Plasma Beam and the X-Ray Scope. You use the X-Ray Scope to allow the game to skip past the invincibility frames of certain enemies that can include Phantoon, Dragon, and Batwoon, just to name a couple of examples. In doing so, you can take those bosses down in a singular charge shot.
Yeah, the Microwave is pretty broken.
Now, Hydra was our final runner to defeat Kraid, but unfortunately did have to stand up, so the ballroom was not completely empty tonight. And we had one quick dance.
Yeah.
Aussie giving us a sick kid check here, and it's just a pack of missiles, so yeah, we're down to Zora or Wreck Ship at this point.
Yeah. And that is not a fun aspect to think about.
Apparently, Aussie didn't buy the energy tank off the bottle vendor. Might have been rupee short at the time.
Might have.
But he has elected to hard reset. He's probably on his way to Retro Brinstar, which he elected to skip during his Bryn loop. This is something that quite a few veteran runners like to do, the famous Bryn skip. Is that hopefully there's nothing in Brinstar, but you do your checks elsewhere and hope that the seed just works out the way it can. Not the case today.
Yeah, it makes sense in a lot of ways, because of it is a little bit of investment having to go down there and then go back up if you don't find anything there. So yeah, it is a solid argument, absolutely.
Hydra gave us a quick look at Croc Escape there, but it was just a pack of 5 bombs, so if there is something, if you want to bet on Croc, you're going to have to bet for something a little deeper than the exit or the entrance.
Yep.
To answer a question where Speed Booster was, it was actually in the Brinstar Reserve tank, I believe.
It was Power Bomb locked close to Morph Ball.
Yeah, it was the far right side of Retro Bryn.
Far right?
Oh, no, far left, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm thinking of what was on the right side of, because there was something important on the right side of Retro Brinstar 2. Not the flute, the book, that's what it is. Thank you, Thoris.
Book.
Oh, actually, with the book, we do have Desert Palace access. The only thing we can't do in Desert Palace is knock down the torch and fight Landmolus.
Yeah, going there without boots and lamp or fire rod is a little bit. Yeah, I'm not so sure about it because you don't want to fall into having to triple or double dip.
Indeed. And actually, now that I think about it, Billy May's room was actually not checked yet. I think when Hydropower went to go check it the first time, he just elected to just keep getting Speed Booster and move right on. So we did not go back for Billy Mays. So it's gonna be interesting to see what is found here.
Yeah.
I believe Maniacal is actually going back to do Dark Cross here.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Using that red boomerang to keep an eye out for his position. Not a bad strategy.
Yeah, it really isn't. And we are gonna see Billy May's room. But yeah, going back to Sora, it feels really sad to do Sora because normally you want to combine it with a bit of nice half magic. You want to combine it with a few fake flipper to be able to check inside waterfall cave, so that you don't have to go back there later on.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that we don't have the Moon Pearl or Pegasus boots to set up that water walk, but at this point, half magic and Billy Mays isn't too bad. I'm keeping an eye on Maniacal's screen, trying to see what ends up popping out of Dark Cross. It looks like he's near the chest, but having a little trouble just opening it.
Yeah. Okay, so nothing outside of Rick Ship.
Alright, so Hydropower is going to give us our first look. Oh, I think I know what's happening here. Maniacal's looking for the key rope. Unfortunately, having a little bit of time. Surprised he hasn't used that Quake medallion.
Yeah.
Does that actually work on ropes?
I have never bothered to check. Oh, we're also gonna get water wave from Ozzy.
To answer your question, chat, no, we have not seen a sword yet, and the only sword we know about is on Lumberjack. Good luck!
The quick sword's being used, and Ozzy finds himself 10 bombs.
Unfortunately, not helpful. So yeah, at this time, we are still, for our Dark World access, we're only looking for a Moon Pearl, but for the Aga 1 puzzle, we're still looking for a sword, another sword, or a cape, and the lamp.
Yeah, Dark World access feels like really far away at the moment.
Yeah, so we're, something tells me the progression will be staying in Super Metroid for quite some time here. Maniacal is having a really hard time, it would seem, navigating the sewers here. And he found what he was looking for, but it's just a pack of missiles. And he has not reset to Super Metroid yet, so this may be a Zora play here. He's got the cash for it.
Maybe. Yeah, he's walking downwards. Gonna go way down there and set up the fake clipper by Ice Rod Cave. Imagine if it was vanilla flippers today.
That would be, pretty disgusting, actually. Funny, but disgusting.
Yeah. Okay, X-ray here for Ozzy.
And I can understand why Maniacal's doing this over going back to Super Metroid. I don't believe he's picked up anything from Retro Brinstar yet. So he doesn't have the flute, he doesn't have the book, doesn't have the speed booster. So he doesn't realize that Wreck Ship is actually a valid play here.
Yeah.
We are going to get a guy under the bridge check real quick from Maniacal, though, before he elects to go off to Zora. Very clever play here by Aussie to use the enemy there to damage boost off of that instead of take damage from the spikes, as the spikes do a significantly larger amount of damage.
Yeah. And Hydra Power playing very defensively here. Doesn't want to die at the moment.
Yeah, death to Fantoon would be pretty painful and very unfortunate.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything of note on the bridge guy. I think it was either sticks or missiles. I'm not 100% sure on that. Solsky, meanwhile, is going back to Billy Mays to pick up that book, and looks like we'll be setting up a Shine Spark for the Half Magic in Billy Mays.
And yeah, there we go. Hydra Power did it.
Very nicely done. On the Zora ledge, we have another pack of missiles. Don't know if we covered this already, but Alpha Power Bomb's just having a big 20 and a heart container.
Yeah.
And there's Solsky's Half Magic. Let's see what the king of all scams has for us this time. Now, last week, I remember Zora had the hammer. Not the case, obviously, this time around, but let's see. Nope, scammed. Just an energy tank. And we have found a pretty cozy amount of those for Super Metroid. Granted, we are still suitless, but 5 energy tanks is still pretty solid.
Yeah, that energy tank would only be not scam if it was hard logic, because then it's like, I take every tank I can get.
Yeah, the highest number of energy... excuse me. The highest number of energy tanks you may need for a hard mode hell run is 5 to get to Norfair's Bubble Mountain. Which it seems like our runners have picked up, so if they elect to do so, they could hell run to Bubble Mountain. However, it's non-logic in normal mode. We're also not seeing too much here in Wreck Ship, but Solsky is going to go ahead and divert real quick to Shaft Supers.
Yeah, why not? Not in... this one isn't in logic, or... I'm a little bit unsure about this.
That's a perfectly valid play with Speed Booster.
It's probably just me being bad with Speed Booster, but today it was nothing.
So, we're running out of checks here. So far, Hydra's not found anything of note inside Wreck Ship.
Yeah.
So, here's the thing. If Wreck Ship ends up being barren, our progression's in Desert. Because, yeah, we're running out of checks real fast here.
We really are, yeah. But yeah, this and the deserts left.
Yeah, there are still several items in Wreck Ship kind of clustered together. We're going to get to see the attic here. We're going to get to see missiles in the sky and missiles under the ground, as I like to call them. Or, they're not missiles, I don't think, but yeah, we've got like 4 or 5 items left here in Wreck Ship, including the reserve item, which is thankfully free for everybody because of that speed booster. You saw Aussie there using the microwave beam strats to take down Fantoon. Does it very well.
Yeah, microwave being OP as normal.
Unfortunately, Wreck Ship Attic only having a big 20, so we're down to 4 checks here. Missiles in the sky, the item in the ground, gravity suit, and Hydra's not even checking missiles in the sky. Oh, he's checking reserve first. Makes a lot of sense, actually.
Ooh, very astute. That's it. That is our progression.
Looks like it. So I'd have to wager our next stop is probably going to be Norfair.
Yeah, that's normally the way you go with the very astute.
Especially maybe Croc, definitely Bubble Mountain.
Yeah, absolutely Bubble Mountain. Out of the two, that one is easier to check. However, if you're gonna go to Bubble Mountain, go through Croc because of that one naturally leading that way. So we have some missiles in the sky.
And a heart container in the ground. But so far, yeah, only two other checks. So there's 5 items from this point in Wreck Ship. I forgot the bowling alley item.
Yep.
So Aussie is going to get that Varia suit pretty soon. We have chat hoping for a Moon Pearl on Shack Tool, and that is still perfectly possible given the circumstances.
Yeah, the dream is still alive. But if I would guess with what we have, it's probably gonna be in desert this whole time.
Could be. I know in Multiworld, the logic tends to put Morph Ball and Moon Pearl fairly early, but that's Multiworld, this is regular.
Yeah, we playing a lot of multiple since that come out, and yeah, that is a fair thing.
But yeah, if you are dreaming for the famous Shack Pearl, you would want to see a gravity suit in Norfair as well as Grapple Beam.
Yes.
I'm sure it wouldn't hurt to see Space Jump either.
Oh, Space Jump will just help a lot.
So we have our runners kind of meeting up here, going through their wreck ship checks. Maniacal's following suit with finally picking up that speed booster. Did pick up Half Magic Flute and Book from Billy May's room area.
Yeah. Tolkien not quite getting the the speed booster as he wants it to. There we go.
Alright, Hydra's going to be our first runner down the bowling lane. Now, unfortunately, this Chozo has a history of crossing the foul line. We'll see if he can get his arm together. And not at all. He just went right past it again. Is he even bowling?
I'm not sure. It is an interesting tactic, running all the way up to the pins and knocking them down. That is a very untested tactic.
In fact, where are the pins? No, I'm kidding. Aussie is actually practically caught up to Hydra Power, is only about 15-20 seconds behind.
Yeah.
Just a boomerang in
Hydra, no, Hydra, no.
Wait. Yeah. Why is Hydra skipping out on Various suit? And there he goes. Okay. That is bizarre. The only thing I could think of is that maybe he saw it, therefore he thought he had it.
But that would be so weird, though.
Yeah. Although, His power bomb count was low, but it should have been enough. He only needs like what, 2 to get to the item and 1 to get out. He's going back to the ship, so let's see what happens here.
He had 2. You need 3 to open up here in the beginning. You need 1 for the statue, and then and you want to get out. So yeah, 3 is what you need.
Well, let's see. He's turning right again. It might be that, yeah, I think he's going back for various suit now.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. He was just low on power bombs. Yeah, Hydra, I don't think picked up the power bombs in Crumble Tower.
Yeah, probably not.
So that's probably coming back to bite him a little. Aussie, on the other hand, has picked up that various suit. Ooh, just barely bonks his head on the top of Criteria power bombs.
Yeah, I really need to learn how to do quick charge because it's so useful with it here. So essentially, what we are seeing here is it is going to be the conga line with Aussie being at the first, and the other runners have to run quick to catch up.
Yeah, at this point, we really don't have any other indication of where to go. We've got literally nothing for a link to the past right now. The one thing we could get that could blow the seat open is Moon Pearl, but that's about it. Because yeah, we have the book for Desert, but which, I mean, for all we know, yeah, Moon Pearl could be just chilling in the Desert Palace map chest, for all we know. But yeah, the game, the seed is still not giving us a lot to work with here.
Yeah, and I can also see why they have not gone to Desert yet. It is a red crystal, and you don't want, because of the low item count there, you don't want to go there more than you want to.
But yeah, at this point, as far as Super Metroid is concerned, we have pretty much all of Norfair. So there's a lot we can check there. There's Croc, there's Bubble Mountain. So we've got a couple options on the table for Super Metroid, but like nothing for Link to the Past besides Desert.
Yeah. But yeah, if you haven't already, get your guesses in where the Moon Pearl is gonna be located. I'm gonna say behind Golden Turisho.
It could be there. I've actually seen, if you can believe it, I've seen Morph Ball as far back as Screw Attack Pedestal. I think it was during the 2018 Winter Tournament.
Yeah, why not? Make you have to travel to the one location you would never see otherwise in A Link to the Past.
Which, to be fair, we're not actually that far away from accessing it. We have Glove, we have Flute. We literally just looked for Titan's Mitts, and we could actually reach that portal.
Yeah.
Maniacal also on that Fantoon fight, but Aussie is the only one to have picked up Plasma Beam from Eastern Palace, so Aussie saved a lot of time on this fight by being able to just give us Fried Ghost.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maniacal timing his last super missile there very well. If you do hit Fantoon with a super missile, it does deal double damage, but it enrages him. And Aussie fluting to 1, he's going to Norfair. So let's see where this various suit carries us. To answer question, Shaq, Agina's Cave did not have anything of value. I believe it was just missiles.
Yeah, it was. With the 20 rupees on Desert Ledge. Oh, that's such a nice little mark ball with the speed booster there for Mark.
Yeah, all of our runners putting on really quite a fantastic show for you this afternoon, folks. If you have not already, please give these runners a follow. All right, Hydra finally going back for that Varia suit. Despite that hiccup, still second one to pick it up. Solski right on his heels, though. And Maniacal knows about it, too, so everybody will be... it's going to be kind of playing follow the leader here. Let's see how Croc plays out for Aussie. And with Plasma Beam, this is one of the freest fights ever. Don't even need an X-ray visor.
Yeah.
Just a hard container on Croc so far, but still a couple of items to check on the way out here.
Yeah, if we would rank, seeing some question here from the chat here. When we are looking at these runners, most of them we will put in S tier.
Can I stop you for a second? Sorry, I got to interrupt you for a second. What is going on Aussie's screen right now? How is he doing that?
I have no clue.
Did he charge a Shine Spark and launch it right in front of the spikes to store it? I've never seen that before.
Yeah, possibly.
Chat, help me out on this one. Apparently it's called a Spark Suit.
That was beautiful. Ooh, they're Titans.
Remember how I was talking about Moon Pearl on Gold Terizo? Or both of us were talking about it?
It started to look like more of or dream come true.
It is now a distinct possibility. And yeah, folks, as the saying goes, and it just keeps getting proved again and again, you always bet on Croc, at least on Restream.
Yep, not when you are racing yourself, only on Restream. Ooh, the morph bombs.
Ah, so we also, not only do we get mitts, but we get a can fly.
Yeah.
This is turning out to actually be a fairly lucrative Croc so far.
Yeah, it does.
Alright, so Chad is explaining that if you morph while you're Shine Sparked on the correct frame, and then release it at the right time, you store Shine Spark while taking damage from spikes. Fascinating.
That's amazing.
Now those Titans mitts are pretty useful, but again, literally the only thing that allows us to check is Screw Attack Pedestal and Meyer's Medallion. That's it, which we know Meyer is the green pendant today.
You know what I'm thinking?
Go on.
I think we are gonna see either Hookshot or Mirror for Moon Pearl to be on Death Mountain.
It's a distinct possibility. That is a distinct possibility as well. That East Death Mountain tends to be, in my commentating experience, where the Super Metroid, the SMZ3 Moon Pearls tend to hide.
It's a very big possibility.
But yeah, his decision to dip Eastern Palace so far definitely paying off because of that plasma beam. It's allowing him to just mow through enemies with much more consistency, a lot less trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it looks like Aussie is gonna make his way over to Desert. He's not gonna be there for long though.
I think he's going to check Screw Attack Pedestal.
Yeah, he's gonna check the check behind Golden Tree, so come on.
This is gonna be real. I'm like legit like It's hard to look away under this circumstance, folks. Oh, we get our rest of our Dark World map check. Our remaining pendants are in Pod and Ice Palace, and our 5/6 crystal is in Skull Woods. Fascinating.
Yeah, so high possibility that this would be one of those ice rod ones.
Yeah, we're gonna be.
Also set up a cool trick here. By damage boosting into here, you set up the fake bunny states.
Yeah, otherwise known as a super bunny, and it is worth it!
Hello!
As Kane of Somaria is in Mireshed, meanwhile, Hydra is checking out the cathedral and finds our ice beam.
Ooh.
We're getting a lot of stuff starting to pop up here. Ice beam and Kane are both great, but again, that doesn't really unlock much.
Aww, just a piece of heart.
And I don't think there was anything important at Showcase Showdown. That looked like missiles or supers. Either way, not important.
It was a power bomb just above here. I didn't see what was on the left side.
Yeah, that I think was missiles or supers. I don't believe it was anything important. Yeah, it's super missiles. Looking at my playback here.
You don't, because Aussie went up there to grab the power bombs.
So yeah, Aussie's decision to bail out of Norfair, so far, not exactly a bad call, but it looks like he's actually taking this and going straight to Ridley. This is honestly not a bad play given the circumstances.
Yeah.
He's got Variasuit, so we can make it down there just fine. Meanwhile, Hydropower is going to give us 2 checks in the Norfair Reserve. The Bubble Mountain Reserve, I should say. We've got missiles and a heart container. Yeah, fascinating.
So what we're seeing here is Aussie trying to do the little bit not standard thing that compared to Solskin Hydropower, which is doing the more newer friendly things. So yeah, interesting to go here. Oh, and look at that, in Mickey Mouse Home we have the magic cape.
Yeah, that is one of our Aga puzzle pieces, but luckily we still haven't found a sword or a lamp, so I don't think that's going to be ringing any alarm bells for Aussie just yet.
No, not quite yet. If we start seeing the other pieces, then we can start being little pieces.
If it turns out that we do all this and we end up getting a sword and lamp in Upper and Lower Norfair, and it turns out to be Moon Pearl on the pyramid, I'm gonna laugh so hard.
Officially the worst seed.
Ooh, nice vertical shine spark to take down 2 of the 3 Stooges there.
Yeah, beautiful.
Meanwhile, still not seeing a lot here in Bubble Mountain. Just checking my playback for Hydropower and Solski's look through speed booster area, and I am still not seeing anything besides more missiles.
Yeah, the seed is starting to get a little bit dry. Oh, there's flippers.
And those are perfectly in logic, I might add.
Yeah. Imagine Moonpearl being in Waterfall Cave this whole time.
It could be. We've already seen the bridge guy, and he has nothing, so... Waterfall was also checked, and I believe it was a heart container or a big 20. Either way, it was not relevant.
That's beautiful done by Aussie there.
Yeah, he is absolutely making a meal, or making a full-course meal out of this Lower Norfair place, having no difficulty whatsoever.
Absolutely not. Whoa. And we're up to Ridley. So let's see if those hint tablets, yoke tablets, has been good to us today with Moonpearl behind.
Yeah, so Aussie's going to go under Ridley here, and this will force him to turn and give him a decent pogo pattern for at least 15 super missiles. Possibly more. It looks like Ridley's actually given Aussie a very cooperative pattern here.
He really have.
In fact, he's already looking pretty darn red. In fact, I would say he's actually probably out of health right now.
Getting another pogo pattern.
Okay, it looks like Aussie is attempting now to get grabbed, so yep, that is going to be a KO for Ridley.
GG.
And what was Ridley hiding?
Aww.
Just blueberries. Well, so Ridley wasn't the answer, but still, for Aussie, he's got to be feeling pretty good about this right now because he's now cleared 3 out of 4 Super Metroid bosses already. So, and he's literally just pretty much a gravity suit and a grapple beam away from being able to full clear Super Metroid.
Yeah.
And granted, he has not picked up Ice Beam from Cathedral yet, but might pick it up on the way out. We'll see.
Yeah, we are gonna see him get to the areas that we have seen the others doing. So, yeah. After that, doing the last of the Sora locations, and then desert if there isn't anything there either.
The funniest thing about If Moon Pearl is in Desert is a reminder to the audience, we knew about this book for the last roughly 45 minutes. So, and nobody has gone there.
And considering this is one of those weekly races, and there were a total of 8 people who had signed up for this, so there's a high chance someone went to Desert and was like, nice, Moon Pearl.
Yeah, it looks like we actually have, looking at the list, we actually have 10 people in the race today.
Isn't that just our restreamer and Yopebuster being in there?
No, that's the IRC. I'm looking at the entrance list on the SRL page.
Ah, okay. Cool then.
But yeah, folks, strap yourselves in, because things are about to get very, very interesting here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing in the Ridley escape area either. Nothing at Firefleas, nothing in the... Well, Aussie's gonna check that, but that's a big 20, so yeah. We're literally... I think we're down to Desert Palace and Waterfall Ferry.
We have one more thing over here.
Ah yes, Franker Z.
Get your Frankensteins ready. Oh, it is!
Moon Pearl in Franker Z room behind Titan's Mitts, Flute, and Variasuit.
Oh my god.
Aussie is got to be feeling super good about this right now.
I'm gonna have to close my door before I yell too loud again.
Yeah, with that Moon Pearl in tow, that gives us proper Dark World access. And so at this point, what can we do? We can full clear Thieves Town. We can't defeat Mothula, as we do not have a Fire Rod. We could dip into Pod, although we can't do much. Because we're still missing a fire lamp and bow.
Yeah. But yeah, this is gonna take a long time before the other runners get to that location.
Absolutely, yeah, because you wouldn't think the first thing once you get like your Norfair access to go do Ridley first. But yeah, at this time, yeah, Thieves Town and Front of Skull Woods is a possibility. Dark Death Mountain is an option, although there's not much we can do with Dark Death Mountain besides Super Bunny Cave. We don't even have boots for Hookshot Cave.
Yeah.
Morph ball bombs were at Croc escapes, so yeah, whoever's been to Croc most likely has picked up those morph ball bombs. Just to answer a question in chat. So yeah, Hydra's got them right now. Solsky should have them. And I think actually Solsky is thinking the same idea here.
Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, Aussie is burning some of the time he saved doing these upper North Hair checks, but at the same time, we're still looking for a ton of items right now. We're still looking for 2 swords, for one thing. We might need Ether for Turtle Rock if it's not Ether or Bombos for Turtle Rock. We don't have Hook, we don't have Mirror, we don't have either Rod, and we're still missing the bow. So yeah, we're still missing a ton of items right now for A Link to the Past here. For Super Metroid, Gravity Suit's all we're looking for here.
Yeah. Possible we are all, for logic's sake, we might be looking for that grapple beam as well for shock tool, but otherwise not too much, to be honest. We are starting to get into a place where we are looking for 1 or 2 items. But yeah, quite a linear scene today.
Yeah, definitely not a lot of room for divergence here, and unfortunately, besides Thieves Town, the options currently presented on the table here aren't that brilliant, because you either are going to Dependent Pod, full clear Thieves Town, which at least you can do that, or just partial dip Skull Woods. We can't get past the front door of Ice Palace because we're still missing an advanced fire source. No Bombos for Meyer. We're miles away from Turtle Rock. No Mirror for... Actually, we have Hammer and... we don't have Mirror. So yeah, we can't even do East and Dark Death Mountains yet. So yeah, there's a... there are only a couple of options in A Link to the Past, and only one of them are tantalizing.
Yeah. I kind of want to see the same thing I had in one of my tournament matches the other week.
What would that have been?
That was Fire Rod in Mimic Cave.
Oh my goodness. I think I remember Mimic Cave having progression last week, now that you mention that.
Yeah, it was in the Link to the Past Randomizer League.
Oh my. Well, it looks like our first item in Skull Woods is just the big 20. Small key here. And Aussie just going ahead and playing the song of his people.
Nice. And the big keys, we are gonna see the bomb jump here.
Yeah, not a bad spot for that big key, all things considering. But yeah, there is only one item up for grabs back here in Skull Woods, so if Aussie picks it up now, he's at least going to be able to just wait. Also, I just blinked, Hydra Powers in Desert Palace.
Yeah. Ooh, hook shot!
Wow, Skull Woods' big chest now paying out the dividends.
Yeah. And yes, small key on the torch, with the big key being in the first chest.
So we are logically boots locked out of Desert, and we see an item already on the big chest, a pack of missiles. But yeah, with that hook shot, that actually blows the seed wide open. We've got East and Dark Death Mountains now practically full clearable right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
The only exception I think we have right now is Floating Island and Spectacle Rock, which we've seen.
Floating Island, and if we really want to go with logic, which these runners might not actually do, it would be Spike Cave.
True, we have the cape, we have half magic, so our runner's definitely capable of doing Spike Cave without much difficulty.
Yeah, that half magic definitely gonna help. Well, there's Mirror.
Wow, getting Dark World access has blown this seed wide open here. So with Mirror, that puts... Actually, Mirror Hookshot Flipper, Swamp Palace is full clearable.
Yeah, it is.
We are now literally looking for both rods and the bow, that's it. And possibly medallions.
Yeah.
lucky health refill there for Aussie. So at this point, Aussie has found a lot of good stuff, but I would have to wager everybody else is going to be following in his footsteps relatively soon here because they're all going to get bottlenecked into Ridley.
Yeah.
First chest in Thieves Town had our big key. Second one had our compass.
Manical doing the reverse way here to get behind the golden tree. So
Yeah, wants to check this real quick before going to Ridley and the Mire area, but unfortunately, Screw Attack Pedestal is not the answer.
yeah.
Now, Hydra has not picked up the flippers, it would seem. So, Hydra is doing fake flipper strats, so we won't be seeing what's on Waterfall Ferry, at least not from him.
Yeah.
And it looks like Thieves Town had 2 items in the front, so Aussie will go to the back and full clear this dungeon. Luckily, we don't have to worry about the Thieves Town big chest today since all of our runners pretty much got hammer right out of the gate here. Ooh, Solsky setting up the X-Factor maneuver here to start fighting Ridley. But it looks like he's elected to... Oh, he's gotten his graphics to freak out.
Beautiful.
Yeah, if there's one thing I've learned from watching these runners on the restream is that they won't hesitate to show off something pretty hilarious if they get the opportunity.
Why not? Yeah, the scammed E-Tank being picked up by Hydra Power as he leaves the rest of the Sora.
Alright, Aussie picked up another pack of rupees from the attic of Thieves Town, so there is 1 item remaining, so a big chest trip may not be needed. We will know for sure if Aussie's item in the next chest is not a small key. If that is the case, due to the way Thieves Town key logic works, that means the small key is locked in the big chest because it cannot be on blind. There's apparently a circumstance where if you use your keys badly, you can soft lock.
Yeah.
So the randomizer does take that into consideration and will always put the small key in the big chest if that ends up happening.
Yeah. Later on, there have come on the latest updates for Link to the Past. There is a beatable setting that has been acquired where it says like, yeah, we might if we can put the small keys and stuff like that where you don't need to check it unless there's something good.
Ooh, interesting. But it looks like that's a map, so the last item is on blind. Solsky, meanwhile, only had about 116 energy left when taking on Ridley, but manages to pull it off. Very nicely done. And so Solsky is now 3 bosses down, 1 to go for Super Metroid. Hydra Power apparently hasn't picked up the Wave Beam yet from Sahasrar's closet, but just did so now, and is going to go into Eastern and get that Plasma Beam, and is probably also going to be thinking along the lines of, where was this when I needed it about 30 minutes ago?
Yeah. So we are gonna see a hammer strat here from Aussie.
This is definitely one of the tougher ones, given that Hammer's hitbox is particularly small, and despite the fact that Hammer normally does Tempered Sword damage, that does not have any relevance to blind, since it's just 3 hits of any weapon regardless of what it is. It's got a little off script here, but having the Fire Shield definitely makes this fight a little more comfortable.
Yeah. And if things had started going south, he did get that red cane early, he could have also used.
Yeah, that's a good backup weapon to use since it's very efficient on magical usage. All right. Last Village of Outcast checks here. We're going to get the back of the brewery. Our lamp. Wow.
Finally.
Village of Outcasts paying the dividends here this afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, yeah, Village had... granted, Hookshot was in Skull Woods, but Village had the mirror and the lamp. And there's Hydra's Plasma Beam, and he's probably wondering why he couldn't have had that earlier.
Yeah.
Now, with Aussie's current equipment, we got a very easy smith chain, very easy hammer pegs to route in here. There's a... as if the village isn't already paying out enough. What's next? Both rods in Waterfall Ferry? That wasn't even a lot of digs either. That was like 5 or 6.
Yeah. Okay, so a very linear beginning has turned into a wide open seed. That is fun for...
That is nuts. So yeah, we're literally looking for we're literally just looking for rods and swords.
Yep.
And gravity suit by logic, but to these guys, if they need to do Meridia suitless, they will do it. Looks like Hydra has elected to, well, sequence break, quote unquote, but now that we know Lamp is findable, is going ahead to the back of Eastern Palace to pick up that vanilla big key and then check the big chest.
Yep. Salsky doing getting back his health there before heading down to Fireflies. And yeah, we're gonna have the escort mission for the purple chest for Aussie.
Yeah, no boots, so it's highly unlikely we're going to see the phantom chest glitch here. As I like to call it, there is a glitch where if you leave the purple chest on the right horizontal coordinate, if you mirror in front of Gary, you can actually go ahead and pick it up, even though you've left the purple chest behind at the correct coordinates. It's very strange. Looks like Maniacal is electing to farm up a few extra missiles before taking on Ridley.
Good choice.
Yeah, Maniacal does not have Plasma Beam yet, so the beam's not going to be quite as powerful. Super Missiles will still be the better choice. Super Missiles deal 600 damage to Ridley. Full Charge Ice Wave Plasma deals 900. Both deal about the same DPS, but seeing as Maniacal does not have the other method, he's going to stick with missiles.
So nothing on K45 or Stumpy. Are we finally going to see Hype Cave being hype?
I don't know. At this point, the Fire and Ice Rods could be basically any of our remaining items could be almost anywhere. Fire Rod not as much, but even then, Fire Rod only locks out a few locations right now. It only locks out Ice Palace, back of Skull Woods. That's about it.
Yeah. Ridley being defeated by Manical as well. And we have our single arrow Destiny from the NPC. Piece of Heart. Big Red. The Master Shovel and 10 arrows.
Now would not be a bad time to check that shovel spot too with the mirror.
Yeah, we are probably gonna see Aussie turning the launch box of Gary before heading over there.
And I actually would not be surprised if we get a quick read of the Bombos tablet here. Aussie should have, Aussie has the book, so he'll be able to route in a quick look at Bombos tablet, see if this is maybe... Now, we have a very interesting scenario here. If both tablets are a sword, then that will mean that AGA 1 is hard required for the Sword on Lumberjack.
Yeah. And Hydra Power going over to Billy Mays.
But
just Chaos Cash. Move along.
yeah, no such aggro run required for double swords problem today. At least not yet. It should be noted that we're now 80 minutes in, we have full Dark World access, and we've almost full cleared about 80% of Super Metroid at this point, and we still have not seen a sword.
I was thinking of running today, but then I decided I'm gonna do commentaries that I am so happy about.
Yeah, this is definitely a great show to watch if you're looking for something. If you're looking to throw a lot of questions in your mind about what happens next. But it looks like Aussie is electing to make the play into Swamp Palace, which makes a lot of sense. This is a full clearable crystal dungeon, so you might as well.
Yeah. Aussie has basically routed his seed amazingly so.
Yeah, now this is going to be the true test of rando luck here because, again, there's our first sword. Finally.
Oscar and Random God is giver.
Ask and ye shall receive.
Yep.
Chat's saying it would be funny if there's two swords in here. It is a distinct possibility right now. There's still 5 other items here in Swamp Palace.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be the test of rando luck here, because right now, with Aussie's current equipment, he can full clear... he can defeat Lanmolas, because the big key was free. He can full clear Hera. He can full clear Swamp. He's already full cleared Thieves Town. So there's 4 options on the table right here now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is the first sword, and as chat says, that's at the hour and 23-minute mark. That's definitely one of the latest swords I've ever seen.
Yeah. It's almost like the only time I really seen that late of a sword, that was Multi-World, so that is an exception.
There's a map, so unfortunately, I think that is going to put something either in the Swamp Palace Big Chest or left side swamp, which it looks like that's where Aussie's going, and there's Maniacal's Moon Pearl.
I feel so bad for Hydra Power.
Yeah, he's electing to not go fight Ridley, and this is just unfortunately... it's biting him so hard right now.
Yeah. Oh, we are gonna see some little fancy clipping here. This is a new thing that was rediscovered recently.
It still amazes me that, this game's been out however long it's been, and we're still discovering crazy stuff like this. So, yeah, Aussie flooded that key, but he could still pick it up by setting up a water walk with that bomb jump clip. I mean, that's the first time I've seen that, but that's amazing.
Yeah, Link to the Past being broken since 1991.
Solsky giving us an East Death Mountain check meanwhile. This is also, believe it or not, new information. We have not seen East Death Mountain so far this whole time.
And yeah, that exactly like it was spoken there in the chat. That trick was actually legalized yesterday by the Racing Council. So yeah, thank you so much to Austin for showing that one up.
Alright, rest of Paradox Cave so far not showing any significant value besides our other shield. Wow, Paradox Cave was not any progression this time around. I thought it would have at least been a rod or a sword by now.
Yeah.
But still, with Solski's current equipment, he will be able to full clear everything in Dark Death Mountain except Floating Island as well. But I don't believe... Well, we haven't seen Floating Island, to be fair, so... Well, let's take a look then.
I have no chance to see that.
I couldn't see that either.
Question here about Ped. Just thinking on top of my mind. Gravity Suit is probably the biggest one here. We could also see Ice Rod. And Fire Rod if we get Bombos early. And if we get Bombos soon, or the other way around for that.
Yeah, because Ice is a pendant, so you need one or the other to get through the front door. But yeah, at this point, yeah, it could be Ice Rod, it could be Pegasus Boots. Since I don't think we have Hookshot, so we can get through Meyer's front door once we get Bombos without Pegasus Boots.
Yeah.
Ooh, Maniacal finding the screw attack on the pyramid, and Solski almost got stuck for a second there.
Yeah.
Now, screw attack is really nice to have, but unfortunately, Maniacal's already done Lower North Air, which is probably where that would be the most useful.
Yeah. So, Solski's opting to... Oh, we are gonna see a little bit of other cool strat here. We're gonna see Herapot. You get to see a lot of cool stuff today.
Alright, Aussie on phase 2 of Argus, as Maniacal is making his way to Catfish.
Okay, so Solskjaer's not able to do the fancy trick. He's gonna try again, but Argus is down.
And that is for the big key. Now, we've seen the map and compass at this point, so there is an item in the Swamp Palace big chest.
At this way that Solskjaer is trying to do Herapot, it is the hardest way to set it up as well.
And Aussie is being thorough here, making sure to not last location that big chest. It has ended up burning people in the past when you do that.
I like this hover from Hydra Power.
Yeah, Hydra doesn't have a can fly, or any other can fly, so he's electing to bomb jump instead of wall jump to get up the screw attack room.
Ooh,
good move on Aussie's part.
What are those?
So yeah, now we can really go fast in both games for Aussie. To answer question, chat, the Pegasus Boots were in the Swamp Palace Big Chest, and the Swamp Palace Big Key was on Argus.
Yeah. And we also want to take the opportunity to say welcome to the new folks from Speed Gaming Portuguese. So you have missed an amazing seed.
I'm starting to wonder if, also Maniacal just checked the shovel spot, by the way, and it was just a big 20.
Cool.
Uh-oh, Hydra Power,
he's getting a little bit flooded, yeah.
All right, so the boots check's not paying out for Aussie, despite that very conveniently placed Pegasus boots in his case, or I should say, luckily placed. Those, I think we can all agree Swamp Palace Big Chest is not convenient.
It certainly isn't.
And it looks like Aussie's going to go ahead and do the East and Dark Death Mountain checks.
Yeah.
I'm just taking a look at my playback. Solsky only found Power Bombs and the Ether Medallion in Super Bunny Cave.
Oh,
and what timing, too!
Yeah, underneath the doormat yet again. Ether for Turtle Rock. Oh, and Fire Rod in Hookshot Cave. Grapple Beam as well. We have another E-Tank. And finally, but not last, we have some supers.
Oh, this is literally worst case scenario right now. Because we're now looking for Ice Rod and Gravity Suit. Much less Gravity Suit, but Ice Rod could be literally anywhere. Except on Trinex.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, to answer a question in chat, Aussie picked up the Cane of Samaria and Meyer Shed. He Super Bunny glitched, but it was perfectly in logic by now anyway since we found Moon Pearl. And with that Grapple Beam, that opens up, well, with Gravity Suit eventually, by logic, that opens up Shack Tool.
Yeah. We are probably gonna see our runners glitching through that though.
I'm a little bit nervous for Hydropower here because he's going through the amphitheater right now with no screw attack. That acid is creeping up behind him very closely, and he's only got 3 energy tanks about. So, yeah, this is not an easy climb.
He should be fine.
Yeah, it was the acid was definitely creeping up on him though.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
we can trust in chat to come up with ugly scenarios.
I mean, given that we have seen a fairly late Moon Pearl and a fairly late Sword for that matter, it's possible we could still be seeing progression on Shack Tool.
Yep.
But yeah, this is one of the unfortunate penalties or downsides of the seed suddenly, going wide open like this, is that now you are on the hunt for one item, 1 or 2 items, and the amount of locations they could be in is just astronomical now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because with our current equipment, we still can't get past the Ice Palace front door, because we don't have advanced fire source. Well, actually, we do. We have Fire Rod. Aussie is going to pick that up real soon.
It's gonna be interesting if he chooses to dip into Turtle Rock, because that's normally a thing we see happen on the Link to Pause randomized dailies.
You know what?
To see if he's.
I'm going to actually agree with you on that. That is the type of play that Aussie tends to gamble on, especially because he likes to do stuff like the Brint Skip and all that. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if he gambles TR for his remaining progression. And absolute worst case scenario, he could do Suitless Meridia if he wanted to.
Yeah. I know this is a normal difficulty, but it feels like it has been a hard difficulty.
And yeah, Aussie's pulling out the mirror. He's gonna dip Turtle Rock without Ice Rod. And go hunting for it here. This is a amazing gamble we're seeing here. I mean, this could be the difference between best time ever and a few minutes lost to the other runners. Let's see. And luckily, with Mirror Shield in tow, Laser Bridge should be not too much of a threat.
Yeah. And there we go. At 146.45, higher power pick up his Moon Pearl. That is so sad.
Yeah, unfortunate. Just very unfortunate. Hydra's going to be a little behind on the bandwagon here.
Well, he decided to lose location this, so...
Yeah, to be fair, though, the Seed was not being particularly cooperative here either.
This is probably the most hard mode, normal mode I've ever seen.
Yeah, so yeah, just to kind of put a profile of how the Seed was expecting you to go so far, it gave you early Hammer and fairly early Morph Ball. So in Sphere 0, you could have gotten every single beam upgrade except Ice, pretty much. Because Plasma was in Eastern. And actually, are we going to get a... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, we could be looking at a God TR setup here, if that second chest was a small key, but not the case.
Not today, yeah. Oh, Manicle is going to have to be super careful.
Yeah, well, he does still have that fairy from... I think he still has that fairy from Gauntlet, so... Worst case scenario has a backup.
Yeah, but yeah, he's gonna have to use it. Oh, that's so beautiful.
That is some top tier execution right there with that Samaria punt.
I am gonna say this. If I have not seen at least 10 more subscribers on Aussie's count after the race had finished, I don't know what.
Alright, Hydra going to Mire Shed is going to pick up that red cane. No Bombos, so no way of doing Mire yet. And just a compass in the vanilla big key chest. So I think at this point, we've seen like what, 2 small keys. So I think we've got 2 keys left and several items. I want to say 3.
Yeah,
maybe
so.
4.
I think it's 3. But yeah, Solsky also picking up his first Blood of the Seed. Or of the crystals, I mean.
Yeah, despite the fact that we had all 3 crystals in the light world, the way to get all of them was still behind Dark World access, because Mirror and Bo were in Village of Outcasts, and so was Fire. Actually, Lamp was in Village too. So.
Yep.
So yeah, despite having that early crystal layout, not a single Light World dungeon was completable without Dark World access. Hi.
So yeah, just E-Tank in Mimic Cave. That one is just right now basically what we say about half magic and quality of life item. And we still don't know what the other 3 swords are, correct?
Well, we know where one of them is. One sword is on Lumberjack Ledge.
That's true.
Which, if we can't find those other 2 swords before GT, we may end up having to do AGA 1 just for Master Sword. Well, actually, no, I stand corrected. If there are swords in GT, that's absolutely fine, because you don't need Master Sword for AGA 2. You only need it for Ganon.
Yeah.
So, actually, at this point, that sword is dead.
Yeah, it totally is.
So, yeah, actually, yeah, the only circumstance... Yeah, actually, I can't really think of any circumstance where that sword would be required.
I certainly can't.
Alright, laser bridge check coming up here. Oh, I guess we didn't see the map yet. Well, we have now. There's the last key. So these are both items.
There it
There's our
is.
Master Sword. Laser Bridge, ladies and gentlemen.
And Spring Ball.
Also, the last of our suitless Meridia equipment. But yeah, unfortunately, yeah, not able to single dip Turtle Rock here because that Ice Rod is not there. I believe we are going to get a Spike Cave check real quick, though.
Spike Cave, Terra, Ether Tablet. There is a lot of stuff left on the mountain for Aussie to do.
Yep, several chances at redemption here.
Imagine if Isod would have been there this whole time. He could have just completed that rock immediately.
Yeah, because Hera was it. Well, actually, I don't think. Actually, come to think of it, when Solsky was in Hera, I guess he had trouble with the Hera pod because he never actually defeated Moldorm. And I guess the big key's fire locked, and he didn't have the lamp at the time.
Yet another reserve tank. This one falling from the sky for Aussie. And we have the firewall strats here for Solsky in the Desert Palace and a beautiful executor fight. Same time, Manacle heading over to Pod. Not too bad actually. Pod has a lot of items.
Yeah, and it's full clearable now too with Maniacal's current equipment as well. But yeah, it looks like, and yeah, there's a small key. First item in Hera was in fact a was a bomb pack upgrade. So whoa,
I did not see that.
Dude, stop. The stream can't handle this. So spin speed can also apparently work with Herapod too.
If you excuse me, I think I'm gonna have to pick up my brain from the floor.
Now, there is one minor downside to doing Herapod. It does leave the big key behind, so if the other item is in the big chest, Aussie will have to double dip, we'll have to go back down for that. Also, Moldorm almost got a quick, cheap shot there.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful as well. Storing the speed, storing the sword spin to get behind get the last hit there by using the hook shot to skip out from the knockback from Trolldorm. That's beautiful as well.
Very nicely done, but unfortunately, that is a compass on Moldorm, which does put an item in Hera's big chest. It looks like he's gonna leave it behind. Which, for all we know, this could be the right move. We still have no clue where that ice rod is.
Yeah.
Not seeing too much in pod either for Maniacal.
Yeah, not yet.
To answer a question, chat, Ether Tablet was a reserve tank.
And yeah, just some blueberries in Spike Cave.
Still seeing not much so far in the front of Palace of Darkness. But at this point, that is to be expected, as 4 out of the 6 checks in Pod have to be keys. I'm using the wrong vowel every time I try to describe this dungeon.
Okay, we are finally gonna see what Waterfall Cave has after 1 hour and 46 minutes.
Yeah, and a reminder, the flippers were in Mickey Mouse room. I think. No, they were in Power Bombs of Shame, my bad.
Yeah. Mickey Mouse had the cape.
And Franker Z had the Moon Pearl. So yeah, it seemed like all of our named special rooms in Super Metroid had Oh, there's Gravity Suit and Pod's big chest. So we are in a Super Metroid no mode state here.
So it's absolutely gonna be Ice Rod in Meridia then.
It's starting to look like it. If not at the sand, it's probably going to be the sand pits. In my experience, there almost always seems to be something in the Meridia sand pits.
Nope.
Never mind.
We are in no mode.
No mode at 147.06. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Now, if Aussie goes straight to pod right now, which I thought he was doing, but doesn't look like it.
It looks like he's...
Let's check a checkerboard real quick.
Yeah, checkerboard, why not?
Checkerboard and desert.
He can also do desert, yeah. Desert, yeah.
Yeah, Aussie's going to focus on crystal dungeons for now, and this is actually kind of a downside for Aussie since he's focusing on crystals right now. Pod's a pendant. So...
But yeah, at the same time, they need to defeat the crystals, so yeah, this is a very valid play. However, it will point him to Eastern eventually, because he do need to defeat that one, because he's a crystal, so he's gonna get it eventually.
Yeah, at this point, all Maniacal has to do is... in Maniacal's case, he's got to go to get Kane and Myershed. Hookshot and Skullwood's big chest. Doesn't necessarily need boots. And then needs to get the Fire Rod and Ether medallions off, and the swords, obviously, off of Death Mountain, and Dark Death Mountain and whatnot. Also, there's our other desert item, it's a missile.
Why couldn't it have been the silvers?
But yeah, I'm sure Maniacal's going to be really happy to see that Ice Rod, knowing he doesn't have to go hunting for it.
Yeah. Now, where is that Fire Rod, is he probably thinking at right now?
That would be Hookshot Cave.
Yeah. To be fair though, he's probably thinking of where is those swords?
And with Hammer and Mirror in tow, he could go do East and Dark Death Mountains, which I wouldn't be surprised if that's what he does next.
Yeah.
Ooh, doesn't quite get the one cycle for Landmolus, but Aussie pulls it off, takes him down nonetheless. So yeah, it looks like Pendant Ice and Pendant Mire will not be required today. Just Pendant Pod.
That's nice. That is at least one positive thing that our runners can have here on the...
To answer question, chat, we're not going to get a green pendant check probably, since the green pendant's in Mire, which is absolutely not required today.
Yeah.
It would appear that Solsky is electing to leave the Swamp Palace big chest behind. Now, granted, this isn't the worst thing in the world right now, but actually, it might be the worst thing in the world for him right now if it ends up being Big Key on the Ganon's Tower Torch.
Yeah. He will not be able to go fast this seed. Is it though? Didn't they get the big key?
Yeah, the big key was in the first chest, so to at least get the crystal, you don't need boots.
Yep. Lano. No, Lamola's as cousins. Lano.
Alright, let's see where Aussie decides to go next. Fluting to 3. He's gonna probably finish Skull Woods now. Might even check Ped. Granted, at this point we know it's dead, but even still. Probably gonna check it real quick.
Yeah, so earlier we had the one guy in chat that posted a possible route that Austin might do, and that is that doing Skullwoods, say, do Fat Fairy into Eastern and Pod.
That does make a lot of sense considering that Skullwoods is our other 5/6 crystal, and he can just go mode this too because he's already picked up both items.
Yeah.
And actually, when you think about it, Skull Woods is actually a forced double dip. Actually, not necessarily. I take that... Actually, yeah, it was a forced double dip because the Fire Rod was in Hookshot Cave, which, in the first chest of Hookshot Cave, no less, which could have been either locked by Pegasus Boots or Hookshot. But Pegasus Boots was behind the Swamp Palace Big Chest, which is Hookshot locked anyway, so... yeah, that was a logical force. This is a logical force double dip of Skull Woods.
Remember to take those big chests, kids.
Ooh, unfortunately, Aussie got bonified there.
Yeah, that one is the worst one in the game. No one does simply skip that transformation.
Yeah, that one's definitely nice, and you don't want to get grabbed falling down that pit either, because this is Link to the Past 1.0, which means if you're grabbed while falling, you can still get yanked right out.
Yes, you can. Even if you are the tiniest pixel on the screen, you will be grabbed.
But Aussie demonstrating zero issue taking down Mothula, and is going to be rewarded with his 5th crystal.
Nice. Yeah, it is gonna be the ped check.
Yeah, we know that, again, thankfully this is not required. There actually really isn't anything that could be here besides Space Jump. Increase arrow storage, low price, so is an arrow cap upgrade.
It could have also been the Skeevers.
No, the silver's text is, "Do you fancy silver-tipped arrows?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah, what could have been before we read it. Yeah, sorry, I misinterpreted you there.
Some little bit of nice item dashing here from Aussie.
Yeah, Aussie never did check that shovel. Unfortunately, it is just a big 20, but we'll at least get it out of the way now before doing a quick run to Pyramid Fairy. Ooh, Maniacal, just a tad bit late on that last arrow.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Ooh, wasn't able to get it set up here, maybe?
I don't think so. Yeah, the Armos Knights aren't giving Maniacal a good pattern here, so that last one is gonna get enraged, no big deal. Takes him down, gets a missile pack for the trouble, and that is only Maniacal's 2nd crystal so far.
Yeah.
We're actually getting a simultaneous big red bomb check here. Solsky and Aussie are both going to go check this the same time.
Yeah, Aussie is doing speed strats though.
And the funny thing is, despite that, Solsky is still pulling ahead a little bit thanks to the menu time it is taking for Aussie.
Ooh, that was close. If you're
Rude
unlucky with
Hinox.
that, yeah, if you're unlucky with that Hinox, he can blow up your bomb.
And it looks like Solsky's going to get to the pyramid first.
But he's gonna get into the big fairy first.
Solsky is electing to go out of the way for screw attack.
Okay, so what are we gonna get to now? Bottle today. Please, blue goo, blue goo.
Well, fairies actually aren't too bad, all things considering.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to point out, we are still on 10 hearts green mail, despite all we have seen.
Yeah. Wait. What? Was he? Where are you going?
He has not done Dark Cross.
Oh no.
So he's... Yeah, this is unfortunately going to cost him some time. He really... I understand the reasoning behind this. He just really doesn't want to dip any pendant dungeons, but unfortunately, we know that this is just not the play.
At the same time, we see Solsky actually going into Ice Palace and Manacle is in Meridia.
Yeah, both these places are going to be completely barren this time around, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I would wager, though, given that he's just mirrored again, Aussie is probably going straight to pod.
Probably, yeah.
I bet you those blue guards are wondering, hey, where did that green little elf fella go just now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bo was in dig game.
Okay, this is
so-
fair. This check is fair though. This is probably the best time you can do to check that. It's the quickest thing to do it. Way to do it.
Yeah, it looks like Solsky may not have actually gone to dig game yet, because Solsky's still missing his bow.
And that is unfortunate. Oh, we have mushroom for Manacle.
And unfortunately, it's not going to help us in any way whatsoever at this point, unless it's an armor upgrade or another sword.
We also have silvers.
True. I keep forgetting those. I'm so used to the bows being progressive from the Link to the Past randomizer logic, but
Yeah.
and I think Aussie's got the mirror out right now, so he's probably going to mirror into Eastern first, then do pod. Yeah. Here we go.
Yeah, it makes sense. Doesn't have, if he would have found any item in here, we would have to do pod. Could have just left the portal there, there then.
Hydropower, meanwhile, is taking down Moldorm. That's going to be Hydra's third crystal.
Yeah. Okay, so we are gonna see sand pits from Manacle.
Starting with right side sand pit here.
Did he save before doing this?
I believe so.
Okay, so you're probably gonna see him save coming then.
And yeah, nothing of significance in the right sand pit. I believe he is routing in a shack tool check here.
It would make sense.
Actually, if he is doing that, he's going to be doing it via a clip, because he has no grapple beam. Yeah, he's setting up an ice clip here.
Yeah, the grapple beam was in Hookshot Cave as well.
So yeah, what Maniacal is doing here is exactly that.
Yeah, no explanation required. He straight up went ahead and did it.
Yeah, so by using Ice Beam on one of those small creatures, you can stand up through the grating if you're lined up correctly, and just jump out of it into Shack Tool. Oof, that one style child getting right in the way of Aussie's super speed there.
That's unfortunate.
Shack Tool holding for us today. Just an energy tank.
Yeah.
To which Maniacal, he responds, nope.
Yep. And remember, folks, there are 6 other races as well in this weekly race. So if you want to see who currently ahead, you have to go and look up how they are doing as well. Or wait until one of our runners here have finished, which is probably going to be Aussie at this point. Just wait for that, and you can listen when we announce it.
Yeah, I'm normally not one for calling races this early, but if Aussie goes straight into pod and full clears it, it's definitely his race to lose right now.
Yeah.
And left side sandpit having nothing of importance either, so this Meridia is looking pretty barren too. Like not even a mail upgrade or another sword.
You know what? I am gonna call a winner. The winner is us for being able to see this beautiful race.
That is very true.
And not have to run it.
Although I'll tell you who's been a real winner this afternoon. Our tracker Thoris Carathesis, who has been doing a great job keeping us on tap with the button presses and making sure everybody has what they need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially considering when the seed started blowing right open when Aussie started checking Village of Outcasts.
Yeah. Well, that is Ice Battle for Solsky. And we also have Miss Metroid, who have also helped out with the tracking and of course the restreaming.
Absolutely. And it looks like Solsky's going to pod.
Lord!
Oh my goodness. That's a good spot for it, all things considering.
Yeah.
It's right on the way.
That's a first sword for Mayanacle, by the way.
Yeah, that's a pretty late sword.
Yeah, 2 hours and nearly 5 minutes without a sword. That's gonna hurt.
Did Aussie just walk right through that? Or did he perfectly time a bomb? Hold on.
Nope. That is actually another trick that has been legalized yesterday.
Okay.
That is the Poggy clip.
My goodness gracious. So yeah, that's Gravity Suit for Aussie, and within about a minute, is gonna get his Ice Rod for Go mode.
Yeah. We did also have that hammer jump, but ladies and gentlemen, at 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 56 seconds, Aussie is in Go mode!
206 Go mode, and with Ridley already out of the picture, there's not much of Super Metroid left for Aussie to do here. Dragon, by comparison, is considerably faster, and he's got microwaves, so that fish is getting fried.
And the nice thing here as well is we are gonna see Aussie do TR first. Then after that, he's gonna probably flute to 4 or probably flute to 4, then swim over and go the back way to Dragon.
Yeah, let's see how this plays out here, because this is actually Aussie's 7th crystal too, so he could go straight into GT.
Yeah, Aussie has been dominating this seed as they usually do.
And the crazy thing about this is, despite all the crazy tricks we have seen, one thing that's just played in Aussie's favor more so than anything has just been the routing, because he elected to go straight to Ridley after getting that Various suit, and it paid off. It gave him his mitts and his Moon Pearl. We could be looking at a Master Sword Silverless Ganon, though, which Aussie could definitely do, although 11 Hearts Green Mail is not the most optimal defensive position to do this in. Half Magic will definitely help, though.
Yeah.
Now in Solski's case, Solski's going to get Ice Rod and Gravity Suit, but is still missing a bow. So we're going to see what happens here. If he elects to dive, he's probably going to actually go to Meridia. He's probably not going to pick up the bow. Probably not going to go back to Village of Outcasts.
Yeah, you definitely have to think of when is he going to go back to the digging game, because that is probably going to take a while, and depending on how long it's going to take, he might have just forgotten about it. We have to see if he's going to finish at all.
Yeah, this is going to be something to watch for sure. Meanwhile, Hydropower going ahead and blitzing through the Armos Knights here.
Yeah, getting the quick kill set up.
Looks like Maniacal's turning in the Mushroom here. But it's just for 5 more missiles.
Yeah, that's kind of what you expect from that location. And yeah, Manacle saves coming here, because once he gets the red cane, he can do fake powder.
That does make a lot of sense. Powder has been missing in action so far this seed.
I actually did something really funny this week in the Link to Past Randomizer League when we are seeing where Aussie is. You want to know what that?
Go on.
I ran out of magic at Laser Bridge and needed help, so I did the real fake powder.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, both of the commentators, I look back, they didn't know that you could do that, so that was pretty.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
There's another trick that I don't think Aussie will be showing it off, but there's a way that with the cane and I think Sprite Overload, you can refill your magic.
Yeah, there is.
I don't think we'll be seeing that here.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to be able to fit it in when you are using the hammer. And yeah, he's switching to the ice head here just to make sure he doesn't get any ice on the floor to make this fight even tougher.
He's got to be careful though. Now Aussie has not burnt his fairy yet from Gauntlet, but is down to 2 hearts. And Trinex still hits like a truck.
He certainly do. Okay, setting up for the double spin here. A little bit too much to the left, and gonna bring out the hammer for the last hits.
Cuts it nice and close there, but takes down Trinex. And that is the 7th crystal for Aussie 101, so at this time, ladies and gentlemen, we will play a quick guessing game for you here. There are 22 locations in the basement of Ganon's Tower, 21 chests and 1 torch. Get your guesses in now between 1 and 22 where you think that big key might be hiding.
I'm gonna go for a low number, I'm gonna say 8.
I usually tend to pick somewhere in the middle, so I'm going to go with what hasn't been said yet. I'm going to call 14.
Yeah, the number I usually do was quickly taken, so I used to go for very high.
And we'll be cutting that off once Aussie enters GT. So yeah, this has with the exception of having to double dip Total Rock, Aussie's routing has been pretty solid this seed. Actually, more than solid. I'd say borderline phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, so that's what Reserve Tank says for
Yeah.
for tablets. Fairy from the future. It kind of is.
Yeah. So Ozzy has killed Bob.
Yeah, it's just a small key on that torch. I should probably also cut off the guessing game, shouldn't I?
Yeah. So in number 2 we have super missiles. In number 3 we have a compass. In number 4 we have 50. And there we have it. Number 6 it is the correct answer.
That would be number 5, I think, actually.
Yeah, even that, number 5.
Which, that puts our winner at Guy McGuy, who guessed 5. Nice guess.
Yeah, congratulations to you.
Yeah, for that, Guy McGuy, you win a lifetime supply of Link to the Past Super Metroid Combo Randomizer seeds. Disclaimer, literally everybody can use those.
Yeah. I should have really written up that script, but make sure to head over to samus.link to to claim your prize.
Consult spoiler log if you have an in-game time lasting over 4 hours. Anyway.
Yeah, just like the seed, Ozzy is speeding through the gauntlet.
Yeah, he'll probably check these last 4 checks up here in the top of GT just to be absolutely sure he can grab silver arrows if they're in the way.
It would certainly be nice.
But yeah, he's set to put a phenomenal time here. It's not going to be sub 2:30, I don't think, especially since Dragon is still on his to-do list. But it's definitely going to be a respectable time nonetheless.
It's probably going to be sub 2:40 though.
Probably.
Yeah, you can always take the back door to Meridia.
No doubt that's what he's going to do, especially since after Ganon you're just placed straight in the Dark World. But nothing, he might mirror and flute. Might be faster, actually. Oh, and Trolldorm takes his first victim of the day, actually. As Michael had to do a double floor drop. And silver arrows in Ganon's tower. Exactly, I'm sure, what Aussie wanted to see at this point. And safe bet that unless somebody is aggressively skipping at the top of GT, everybody's going to be getting those. Oh, Aussie is prepping the Moldorm bounce here. Let's see. Strap yourselves in, folks. And he does it. First try. Meanwhile, Maniacal has taken vengeance upon Trolldorm as Hydropower has just taken down Helmasaur King to get the pendant of I believe that's Wisdom, but more importantly now has Ice Rod and Gravity Suit.
That was a triple for Aussie, and 2 triples.
Wow.
There's a reason why Aussie was the runner-up. And we can definitely see it today.
Oh, this is something actually I just realized. When Hydra defeated Helmasaur King, I just realized Hydra still doesn't have a sword either.
Yeah.
That sword probably headed to Meridia right now with that gravity suit too. That's going to be the first sword he picks up as well.
Yeah.
All right, so
we have the cane strat as well to be able to get into spins.
Meanwhile, Ganon and I assume singing song lyrics here. I didn't know he was a musician. Actually, it makes sense. He plays the organ in Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, he does. In Ocarina of Time, I think I've done it in other medias as well, but I don't know. I don't remember from where.
The other swords were yeah, Ozzy just took a KO there.
Yeah, he still has he still has another fairy after this one as well, so it's fine.
You know some? So we have a question. So Sword and TR and Precious Room. Where was the other one besides Lumberjack? That was
I don't remember.
I'm actually, yeah, it was in Swamp Palace. Thank you, Thoris.
All right, first, yeah.
Thoris having the photographic memory that he does.
Well, he tracked it, so. But yeah, we are in third phase for Aussie.
As Ganon asks, did you find the arrows in my rooftop?
I missed the text box they added with 31.
Yeah, if for those who don't know, in version 31, Ganon's text for because bows are progressive, silvers can be. You actually could, and if you do end the C without the bow, he just flat out says, "You have no bow, dingus."
Yeah, that too. But yeah, that is Ganon down. But I was more thinking of the other one when you have the silvers. The single year to Aussie, by the way.
Oh no, the silver is my one weakness. Solsky pulling the wall there, slightly frustrated that he couldn't get that cane 2 seconds ago.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
I've not seen that emote before from Laurent there.
Apparently it's one of Ossie's emotes.
Yeah. It makes sense, you know. At the moment it makes total sense.
But yeah, from here on out, it's just a quick run to backdoor Meridia, and I would wager after Aussie is going to do another portal transition to save and then warp to the ship. Because I think that's
this
the
is the worst place.
way.
No! That is... Well, he doesn't need any more fairies at this point, so...
Yeah, that was the other weird thing, as Chad points out. He had cape.
But it's not like he needed that fairy.
Yeah, he didn't need the fairy either, so... You're right.
So you think Ozzy's gonna check find the third sword here?
Oh, I'm gonna laugh if he does.
I can't wait for the reaction if he does, yeah.
And then I'm gonna ask him how he felt in the interview.
Yeah. Nope. he doesn't need any more swords.
Yeah, he's fine.
So we're gonna see the microwave being set up yet again?
Most likely. Ooh, Solsky just had a real bad day with Trinex there, and he already burnt one of his fairies, so... It's fairy number 2 now for Solsky. He's got to be real careful here. Both heads are still in play. Anyone want fried shrimp? Because Ossie's got you covered there.
Yeah, Solsky in the refight with the Trinex. And for you guys wondering, yes, he has to use the hammer because fighter sword, you can't use that to do any damages to the heads.
Yeah, not even fighter sword spins work, except here. Actually, he does appear to be on Master Sword, actually.
Yeah.
Even still, hammer does more. Ooh!
That was pixels away. That one must have been down to pixels.
That's a pretty big oof.
Yeah.
And yeah, after that portal transition, it's a quick save, and now Aussie is back in Super Metroid. He's going to go straight to Mother Brain.
It might be actually really close to sub 230.
Yeah, he's got the full Quispy beam. He's definitely going to be able to put out the maximum DPS here on Mother Brain. Most likely do a stand-up glitch while he's at it. Although, last week, stand-up glitch definitely caused some trouble for one of our runners. I think a lot of things kept on happening.
That's sad.
I think the third time, the baby got caught on the top of the ceiling.
Ooh, yeah.
And Chad is saying that Torian usually takes about 8 minutes even at high tier, so probably going to see a 2:32, I would say, at this point. Something close to that, not that line.
Yeah, probably. Very nice optimized movement here from Aussie as well.
Meanwhile, Solsky versus Trinex, round 2. Fight! Alright, let's see if he gets a baby skip here. Looks like he's going for it. Yeah, the key thing about baby skip is you have to make sure the baby Metroid gets enough horizontal distance away from you, otherwise it's gonna loop, it's gonna arc closer, but he gets it.
Beautiful job.
No need to take the refill here for sure. Hydra, meanwhile, is about to get that first sword in front of Dragon.
Oh, damn. 2 hours, 26 minutes and first sword. That is rough.
Yeah, the swords were not in particularly friendly spots today. Because we had Laser Bridge, we had Lumberjack, we had Dragon's Lair, and the one that Thoris literally just mentioned 5 minutes ago that is yet slipping my mind once again. The Swamp Palace first chest. Thank you.
Yeah, going into next phase of Mother Brain.
So yeah, at this point, with Ossie's current super missile count, he's gonna elect to just use his constant charge beams. Again, 900 damage per shot with a full power beam. And he's already on catch-up lasers.
He's setting up the damage here as well.
Yeah, for those who have not seen this one before, what happens is Aussie is going to be able to stand up after this attack since he has enough health to tank it. But, in doing so, he'll damage down to get under 1E tank to force Mother Brain into this cutscene, instead of getting hit with another rainbow laser. In doing so, assuming Aussie is airborne when the baby Metroid latches on, he can stand up, or maintain control here, and apparently lose Samus's lower body in the process.
Apparently.
But no, that's actually pretty common. But in doing so, Aussie will be able to pump charged plasma shots into Mother Brain, and this does deal damage for her Phase 3. Mother Brain, I believe, has 38,000 HP, something close to. And every shot does 900 damage, so I guess just do the math in your head.
Yeah, I don't know damage values.
I just got Metroid Prime 2's damage tables memorized recently.
Oh, nice.
I got to, since we have a rando tournament coming up this week.
Cool.
Yeah, it's either 36 or... Ooh. Honestly, cut a little close there. The baby, kind of had a hiccup.
Yeah. You can get soft lock here if you kill Mother Brain too quickly, so good that he...
And a one-shot Hyper Beam finale.
That is amazing.
So yeah, Aussie's going to cap off this phenomenal execution here, and we're going to be seeing the end of this seed in less than a minute or so, folks.
Yeah. Oh, my screen went black for a second there.
I thought Aussie was going to go flying through the door there during that diagonal shine spark. Not quite, though.
Yeah, a little bit sad. Sad that didn't happen. Oh, did not get the science spark there.
And he's just going to take the acid bath and try again. Unfortunately, that's kind of in the way.
Yeah. He's gonna sort to do some wall jumps instead. He didn't quite get sub 230, but he still got a very, very good time.
Yes, we will get you the official numbers in just a moment here, but ladies and gentlemen, please get your GGs in the chat for Aussie 101, who is going to finish in first place amongst our restream and first place overall with an official SRL time of 2:31:03.
GG!
Absolutely phenomenal time, especially given the linear nature of the first half of that seed.
Absolutely, and based where all the other runners are, it's gonna take a while before they're gonna come in.
Yeah, and why that is makes a lot of sense, because they ended up finding their ice rod and gravity suit first in Pod, so they're gonna follow their gravity suits first and dip Meridia, or have already done so.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, to be honest. But yeah, look at that, 40 minutes in Metroid. Look for that clear time there.
I wasn't aware we were playing Star Fox.
Me neither.
I mean, granted, I like Star Fox music as much as the next guy, but even still. But yeah, folks, that's GG for Aussie. We are going to see if he can join us up here in the booth. And Solsky, Solsky's getting frustrated. He's looking at that bow. He's just... Yep! This happened last week too, folks.
Yeah. But yeah, there we go. Solsky is also in go mode now.
Oh boy.
And we are joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Aussie. GG.
GG.
So, we gotta give you the execution award for the week. That was quite the performance you gave us.
Yeah, I liked it. I've been practicing my vanilla Super Metroid and Link to the Past a lot lately because of the tournaments coming up. So this is a result of that.
I also want to say thank you for showing off a lot of the new legalized tricks in Link to the Past, Rando. Amazing.
Yeah, it turns out the one in Pod going up the stairs is the hardest. Wouldn't have thought.
Yeah, that blew me away because that was the first time I saw that. I also did not know you could spin speed into a Harapot.
Yeah. It's faster. It's easy. I find that with the spin speed, you can even just reset it fast enough that it's better than lining up pixels for the bomb jump, the bomb setup. So I just like the spin speed here.
Yeah, let's talk about your more so your second half of the seed routing here, because that seed was not nice to everybody putting Moon Pearl all the way in Franker's Z room and needing Titan's Mit's flute for your way down there. But after you found that, or even as you were finding that, you elected to go to Ridley first before everybody else. So, and even after that, everyone else pretty much went to Pod to get their Ice Rod and Gravity Suits, and then they dipped Meridia. So that's why we're still... also, Solsky last location is Bow in the Dig game, so... But yeah, your endgame routing was actually quite phenomenal.
It worked out. I did have to clear all the crystal dungeons. I figured people would go to Pod a lot later than what you're saying.
Yeah, I think they did Village of Outcasts and Thieves Town area first, but I think they went to Pod after instead of
I went to Swamp after.
Right, yeah. Yeah, Boots ended up not being needed this time around, but still, actually, they were the...
Yeah, logically, they were.
Yeah, for Desert, but I'm just trying to think. There was something we were talking about earlier regarding Skull Woods was actually a forced double dip because of where Hookshot was. Since you needed Hookshot to get the boots in Swamp, which was your only way to get to Hookshot Cave for the Fire Rod. You get the idea.
Yep, Hookshot was a nice find. Like sometimes, like I'd like to skip Stolwoods if I can't finish it because I didn't have Fire Rod. But going there first worked out this time.
Yeah, that was the thing that made me lost in my first ever daily race. But yeah, what prompted you to going being early with?
Early red light?
Yeah,
Is that what you're asking?
yeah. What prompted you to go there?
So it wasn't really that early. I think I did pretty much everything else I could have. I just left Upper Norfair, and so I could do Lower Norfair and on the exit do Upper Norfair. I think I cleared almost everything by that point. And then got Moon Pearl, and that opened everything else.
Yeah, this is one of those cases where the seed really didn't, split open until much later. But when it did, it blew open real fast. Because at first we were like, okay, we still need Moon Pearl before we can do anything in Link to the Past. And then it became, oh god, we're looking for Ice Rod, and that could be anywhere.
Yeah.
In a matter of like 20 minutes or less.
You find everything at Village of Outcasts, and then you find the 2 items at Mountain, and then it's just Ice Rod for Go Moon.
Yeah, it could have been an horrible ice rod hunt, but thankfully it wasn't too bad this time around.
Oh, so yeah, the seed was definitely starving you for swords today, that's for sure.
Yeah, we got to see one real early.
Yeah. Do you want to know where the last, hydropower is down to 60 health? Careful, buddy. Okay,
We got
he's
it.
fine. Would you like to know where the last sword was?
Sure.
It was actually right in front of Dragon.
The missiles or the bottom?
The missiles. To the right side of Dragon's room.
So I thought about leaving Pod to go kill Dragon, because that gave me a chance to find a sword. But then I didn't.
And a good idea that was.
And then you found Silvers in the top of GT.
Yeah, that was lucky. Master Silverless is pretty slow.
Slow and with 11 hearts green mail, still pretty dangerous. You definitely put your reserve fairies to work there today.
Yeah, it's not safe swimming in the dark world with those flying bombers around.
Yeah, we saw that. Alright, meanwhile, Solsky has actually just entered Ganon's tower.
And yeah, he started on Hope Room and now going left side, so he's also gonna find his big key soon.
Yeah, I was gonna do that pink magician strat that everyone's doing, where you go left and then right and then left.
And that's typically what I also do. And then Manicle just finding his boots.
Yeah, part of the reason I went to Swamp, because normally you'd put it off without boots, since you had a strong reason to go. The reason I went to Swamp is partially to show off the glitches.
Yeah, that was another one that I was just, you showed me a lot of new stuff here today, and I thank you a big time for it.
Yeah, they were approved by the council yesterday. That was Diver Down.
Yeah,
so
that's the one.
I showed the cane setup and the bomb setup.
Yeah, maybe it'll make Left Side Swamp a little more tantalizing of a play later down the road.
Yeah, you like how I flooded the key?
Yeah, that's what I was, that's what got my attention the most. It's like, wait a minute, this area is flooded. He's still getting the key!
You just believe in Aussie, dude.
Yeah. Pity he didn't pick up that screw attack on the pyramid before Norfair. Actually, come to think of it, that screw attack was pretty much not useful either way. You would have had to go all the way to Norfair to get it. To get Darkworld access. That was just the craziest thing about, and I think Maniacal's just now checking Lumberjack for the first time. What's he looking for? He's looking for Fire Rod. He's got to go up to Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah.
Guess he didn't have hookshot when he was up there.
Yeah, he didn't.
That's pretty unfortunate.
It's probably going to
he used Mirror when it was there, and he didn't have boots at the time either, because if he had boots he could have gotten the Fire Rod.
But he has... Wasn't Ether in Hookshot Cave too?
Yes. Actually, no. Ether was in Super Bunny.
Okay. I thought there was something else in Hookshot Cave of note.
Grapple Bean.
Yeah, that was the one.
Right.
The sort of, in your case, the OMG, this could be, I could end up doing Suitless Meridia if I don't find Gravity Suit soon scenario package, if you will.
Yeah, I think I need either Space Jump or Grapple to get across the...
Yeah, actually...
Coliseum.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned that. Space Jump actually has never shown up yet this seed. We think it's chilling... Oh, wait, he does?
Yeah.
Never mind. Apparently I'm blind.
I didn't see what he got it though. So he had it.
Oh, it's in Meridia. Okay, never mind. So at least Meridia would have given you a sword and Space Jump, so the trip's not all for naught if you're the other runners. Solsky very luckily going to get those silver arrows, though.
You're a little less willing to run from pod to the Meridia portal when you don't have boots.
Yeah. I am Manacled going up to Death Mountain now, so he's gonna get that Fire Rod soon.
This will actually kind of work out well, because then he can just clear TR while he's in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and he is in a prime position then to finish off Desert Palace and Skull Woods as well.
Yeah, this Fire Rod, that's going to be his go mode.
Okay, so Validations has had the blue mail.
Oh my. Now, where was the other mail? Probably also chilling in GT.
Probably.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Super Metroid offensive capabilities for a second. You were able to go into Super Metroid with, like, literally everything except Ice Beam, and then you ended up, also, Solsky just got a double-triple. Nice
Go
one.
mode for Manacle.
But yeah, let's talk about the early Super Metroid ammo. So you were able to, after dipping Eastern Palace for a quick second, you pretty much had full beams except ice going back in for your second trip. How do you feel about that one?
Yeah, finding Plasma is worth the dip into Eastern. Normally, if you don't get anything, Eastern is time loss, right? Kind of the bigger deal was that I passed by Speed Booster, and that was the progression chain. So I went Brinstar and then down Red Tower. And so I went back and did all of Link to the Past before getting back to Blue Brinstar for speed.
Yeah, I think what ended up saving you a lot of time was actually finding that plasma beam, because you were able to mow through Norfair and Rex ship a lot quicker as a result.
Yeah, even got the microwave Phantom.
Yeah, that's not something we get to see too often in these seeds nowadays.
Yeah, and Solsk is already on phase 3 of Ganon, while Manicle has entered the TR.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, Solski's just got to wrap up GT. Maniacal's just got to finish up almost all of A Link to the Past and just defeat Mother Brain. Hydropower is unfortunately still looking for what ultimately will get him through the rest of this game is Hookshot, unfortunately, and that's all the way in the Skullwood's Big Chest.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
He's probably waiting for Fire Rod, which is just unfortunate because Fire Rod is locked behind the Hookshot. Or the Boots, but the Boots are also locked behind Hookshot, so...
RIP.
Yeah, no good way out of this at all.
The single G for Solski.
Maniacal being real careful with his cape here, trying to get past Turtle Rock.
Yeah, the most dangerous enemy in the game, the Shane Chumps. They have given me so much nightmare in Randomizers.
Oh yeah, they hurt, especially on Green Mail.
You can get chomps in some awful places in Randomizer.
So I'm absolutely looking forward to having to experience that again in the league next week.
Oh, is next week's settings Randomizer?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Now Solski is going straight for Mother Brain. I guess he already took out Dragon while we weren't looking.
Yeah. Another case of a microwave.
Oh, wait a minute. Nope, I take it back. I think he forgot about Dragon.
Yeah, seems like it.
Oh. Wait. No, Dragon's eyes lit. Hang on.
There is a disturbance in the force.
Yeah, I'm confused here. He's going right back. Oh, no, he's going south. Okay, I guess he's, yeah, I guess he forgot about Meridia. Oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? The statue was still there. The statue disappears automatically in Rando. It's all the way at the bottom instead of locked behind a cutscene in the randomizer. That's why.
Yeah.
So yeah, he knew right away something was wrong.
Yeah.
And you're locked in the room until the cutscene ends. So that's why you're reset.
Maniacal, gotta be a little bit careful here.
There's tempered for my Anical.
Yeah, now he's about to get his spring ball too.
Please set up, save the door. Nope.
Oh dear. I hope he's got those safety fairies.
He should, but I don't really want to lose them at this point with Ion.
It should also be noted, Hydropower did just actually pick up that hookshot in Skull Wood, so I would wager a trip to Dark Death Mountain might not be too far away.
Yeah.
I might go to Swamp first.
Yeah, in which case, not necessarily the worst thing in the world, it would get him his boots.
Oh, he might actually go ahead and check Graveyard Ledge. I don't think we have seen that one yet. I mean, there's not gonna be anything there, but we have not seen it yet.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen this. Unless I'm blanking, which I may be. Yeah, that's what I thought, Thoris. Yeah, we saw a Graveyard Ledge, and it's just money. Alright, time for Microwave Shrimp number 2. Although I'm not sure if Maniacal also microwaved him. And after that near-death scare with Laser Bridge there, Maniacal picking up some blue goo. And it would appear that, as you predicted, Hydra is going into the swamp.
It makes sense at this point to do that. There is more stuff in here than in one single cave on Death Mountain.
Yeah, not to mention, it's a crystal, you can full clear it, you're gonna do that.
Yeah.
And with the last Super Metroid boss out of Solski's hair, Solski is going to now go and finally take down Mother Brain after a quick save warp to the ship.
So if you don't have anything else for me, I'll be on my way.
Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm certainly, am out of things to say, so yeah, just, GG and fantastic performance.
GG. Thanks for the commentary and restream.
So yeah, folks, as we're kind of winding things down here now, don't forget once again to give all 4 of our runners on Restream today a follow, because they have done an amazing, they put on an amazing show for you, especially dealing with this fairly interesting Normal Logic SMZ3 seed. Also, we want to give our proper shoutouts to Thoris Carathesis and Miss Metroid, who both did tracking work today. Miss Metroid also primarily focused on our setup. And of course, my partner here, Angel, is always a pleasure working with you, sir.
Same. Always enjoy working with you as well.
Alright, Solski taking on the Metroid Zentorian, having no issues, full powered beam, plenty of super missiles.
And yeah, the power now going to the back of the swamp, while Manical is going up the mountain to defeat Ganon. And Manical is not actually gonna be too far behind Slosky. and the Solski. It all depends on the routing here.
Yeah, the GT, I would wager there's really no, there really is nothing else in GT at this point, maybe besides an armor upgrade, so, I wouldn't be surprised, to see Maniacal go left as well here. Solski, meanwhile, being real careful to get the right, unfortunately, minor hiccup here is, there's not a lot of floor left on the path here, but he gets the baby skip.
Yeah. The only really thing right now that it could be in GT would be that Bombos medallion.
Yeah, that's about it. And what was on pedestal? Trying to remember.
It
I don't
was
even think
an arrow storage.
That's right.
Upgrade.
That's right.
And Solski gets the skip, the gate clip. I don't remember what it's called.
The Zebetite skip.
Sabotage, okay.
Alright, so yeah, he's, Maniacal did pick up the key, and it looks like he's actually going right.
Aww.
I'd be shocked if he elects to gamble tile room at this point. Nope.
I do know a few people who would try to Galaxy Brain tile room.
It's worked. Semi-recently, too. I think I saw a seed 3 weeks ago where that happened. Tile room gamble ended up yielding a big key.
Of course.
At least we're still getting to, or now getting to see the rest of GT, and just as you were saying, there's that Bombos medallion.
I could have absolutely expected to see something like this on an old dungeon, having the Bombos tablet here. Or Bombos medallion, not Bombos tablet. That's a little heavy to drag all the way to GT.
It's probably a breeze with Titan's mitts, let's be honest.
Yeah, we have seen in Ocarina of Time how strong Link gets with the Titans.
Yeah. Also, here's something I actually learned about stand-up glitch here, is that if you do, on the second check for being on the ground, if you do miss that check and you're on the ground and you get stuck, I think X-ray scope can help you bust out of it.
I don't know.
Now, this is...
I'm not that type of guy to talk about that when it comes to glitch and stuff like that. I must move for a Link to the Past knowledge. That. And I do like how Solski has 0 ammunition left as well with his items.
Well, yeah, the rainbow beam does take your ammo away from you.
Oh, okay. Well,
And Solski getting the final blow with only one shot, just like Aussie.
Yeah. As we said before, Aussie and Solski is probably S tier when it comes to SMZ3.
Absolutely. But yeah, we're just winding down here for Solski. It's just another minute-long run to the ship.
Oh no.
Hydra had the switch in the wrong level.
Yeah. That is unfortunate. Not gonna lie and say that has not happened to me before.
Yeah, granted, there is nothing in that second chest, but yeah, that's gonna be a long walk around.
Yeah, when you're only looking for the fire rod and you have done almost everything already, yeah, you're not leaving that behind.
And with the run to the ship now wrapping down here, get to your GGs in chat for Solsky, who finishes in second place overall and amongst our restream with an official SRL time of 3:03:09.
GG. That is also a very beautiful emote. Come on, Hylia, please check Hookshot Cave. Yeah, right now we are waiting to see if Solsky is gonna join us here in the interview booth.
Ooh, Maniacal just took that one chest, took that one chest at the top of GT that very conveniently had the silvers.
Yeah, like a gamble, either go left or right. Oh, that was very daring him walking in front of Mordorm.
Yikes.
Yeah, blue made for Manacle as well.
Oof, this is unfortunate. I know what Hydra's doing here. He's going back to Desert now that he's got boots to pick up the right side items. Unfortunately, that's only going to get him 5 missiles.
Womp, 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 womp. So double for Manacle.
Yeah, this pattern a lot less favorable than Solsky and Aussie's pattern.
Yeah. Ooh, almost got another double there. But I guess it nonetheless. And I can understand what Tida Power is going for here. Yeah, no, he doesn't want to do an extra climb up the mountain, so opting to go to desert first to check.
Yeah, but he's pulled out. He's come to Death Mountain now, so he's gonna get that fire rod very soon.
Yeah. But yeah, he didn't want to have to go up to Hookshot Cave and it not being there, and then have to leave to go to another place to find the fire rod.
Maniacal luckily on Tempered Sword this time, so this scan in Phase 1 and 2 will be a lot faster.
Yeah.
Also, Ganon being extremely uncooperative with teleports, it would seem.
Yeah. Gonna get the silver in here. It's gonna set up the torch glitch.
Oh, we fired a little too early there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, again, not positioning yourself in the best locations. You will only be able to get doubles, or singles rather.
Yes, meanwhile, Hydropower has entered go mode after picking up that fire rod.
Yep, a single G for Manacle. And yeah, Manacle has already defeated Dragon, so it's just a simple save, quit, reset. And he is gonna get to 3 now.
And we've got Solsky joining us up here in the booth. Solsky, GG.
Thanks.
So, pretty late and far out of the way Dark World access, huh?
Yeah, I've had it before. It wasn't that bad. I've had one of my first seeds I've ever played for SMZ3. Andy happened to be playing at the same time as me, and it had Pearl in that exact same spot. So,
Okay.
Oh, wow.
yeah, so it's not my first rodeo with that one.
But yeah, quite linear up to Dark World. Then the seed opened up and you had different options of what to do.
Yeah, it's probably better that I got like Gravity and Ice Rod before Bow. And Bow is my go mode, as stupid as that sounds. But
Yeah, we saw the reaction to that one.
well, it seems like an easy seed at that point, right? Like you get Bow, you go Swamp, you skip left, you go Eastern Pod, and then you go Dark World Death Mountain, and then you're in go mode minus Sword, which is the last one would be on Terra Laser Bridge, which you'd be there anyways. So.
Yeah, the swords weren't bad, just late.
Yeah, I just played really bad this run. Like I'm kind of low sleep, and I was at work like really late last night, so it was probably shouldn't have raced, honestly. But it's all right.
And he still got second overall, but yeah, I think what ended up happening is what ended up happening overall is everybody else except Aussie went follow the gravity suit into Meridia because most of them their go mode was Fire Rod.
Yeah, that's what I figured too. Yeah, no, I didn't chase because I had Bow remaining. That's why, like, when I got Ice Rod, I bailed at Pi because I knew Bow couldn't be there. So that was like the last thing I needed. Well, minus the sword too, but I figured I'd run into one in path.
Yeah, were you thinking? Was there any point where you were thinking that before, obviously finding the last sword in Turtle Rock, that you were gonna have to do Aga for that lumberjack ledge sword?
I didn't even know there was one there.
Oh.
Yeah, I never scouted, I guess, so.
Yeah, the swords were in Swamp Palace first chest, right before Dragon, Laser Bridge.
There's one at Precious.
And,
oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah.
You know what, I would have done MS games anyways because Dragon would have been last, and I kind of forgot about Dragon existing too, so that was fantastic.
Yeah, it took me a minute to realize, but then then it hit me. It was like, oh wait, the statue's still there.
Yeah, that's why I reset, because it's just faster to get out of there, reset the ship, and you're just closer to the warp. I was like, wow, that's a bad mistake. Yeah. That's fantastic. This year would have been good for Aussie just because he's been practicing a lot of the multi-category stuff, right? So he's really
Yeah, he He showed off a lot of the stuff that just became legalized yesterday, apparently, like the deep dive trick, is it called? Or
Diver down.
the one where you can water walk in swamp.
And there's the icebreaker too, but I'm just like, yeah, I can just learn that later. It's not a big deal right now. It saves time in rando if you're full clearing, but yeah. Otherwise,
We are yet to see the new bomb ramp in Meyer yet.
oh, is that the one for the key chest? Yeah.
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 Oh, would you like to know where your Pegasus boots are?
Someone already told me, so
Okay.
I didn't really care to hear it there either, to be quite honest. It's one of those things, like, I know it's in logic, but it doesn't really matter because I didn't need it, so I figured the way things were going, it really wasn't going to make a difference at that point anyways. I was so far behind. So.
Yeah, fair enough.
Well, I guess the only true victory here is I just beat up my knuckles, so happy with that.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm gonna dip, guys. Thanks for the interview. Appreciate that. I'll catch you guys around.
Take care. And GG.
Yeah, mechanically also was able to get the standing up glitch. Not that hard to get, to be honest. But yeah, you just have to be careful because it's you can very easily soft lock yourself here if you're not careful.
Yeah, in more ways than one, too. It's not like just one single way. Careful, Maniacal. Your beam's about to switch. Ooh!
Oof, that
Yeah,
was too close.
That's one of the ways you can soft lock. Is if you do have a charge wave, if you have a charged plasma beam on screen when your beam switches.
And yeah, we can see that he realized there how close it was because of the firing after there.
Yeah, he only fired one. It was another one beam finisher. That's something that all three of our currently finishing runners have demonstrated tonight. That is totally possible, and all three of them got it so far.
Manacle didn't get the speedball there.
He's trying to do something fancy here. I think he tried to conserve that shine spark, but he jumped too high.
I need to learn how to fall faster in Super Metroid.
Yeah, the moonfall trick, I think it's called. You basically just have to moonwalk off a platform. For some reason, gravity decides to kick in.
Yeah, I don't know how to moonwalk either, so...
But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, get your GGs in for Maniacal. He's going to finish third place on the restream, third place overall with a SRL time of 3:16.21.
GG. How much do you reckon is left of Hydra Power's time?
Not much, because at this point, Hydra's just got to defeat Trinex, defeat Mothula, then do GT and Mother Brain, because he's done all the Super Metroid bosses, so I would wager slightly more than 20 minutes.
Alright.
Okay, I guess the Star Fox music is the default credits for SMZ3. I've never noticed that.
Yeah. I don't know. I normally play without sounds because I just put on other music, so I couldn't tell.
It's actually pretty funny in Ocarina of Time Randomizer when they randomize the music.
Yeah, I just enjoy that so much. I do play that randomizer a lot as well. I think though the randomizer I'm playing the most right now is either Link to the Past because of the league, but otherwise it's the Super Mario 64 rando.
Mine is Metroid Prime 2. We actually have a tournament starting this week, I believe. I don't know when the exact first match is, but it is queued up to be pretty soon.
Awesome. I've not really seen a Metroid Prime, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, the Prime games have great randomizers.
Have to check that one out at some point then. Metroid is really the only Metroid game I ever played, so.
Alright, Trinex down for Hydropower, Tempered Sword making that a lot less of a painful battle. Hopefully Maniacal will be joining us for an interview in a couple of moments here.
Yeah.
Oh, I apparently stand corrected. It looks like Hydra has actually already beaten Mothula because he's going straight into GT. So I shave about 3 or 4 minutes off my previous estimate.
Ah, okay. Okay, so he's starting with Hope Room. Is he gonna continue right side? Or do the, I guess, standard route?
Yeah, looks like he's going left, pulling out the mirror.
Yeah, this is the route that was kind of standardized with the dailies and stuff like that.
Makes sense.
I think this way has possibly the highest cess per minute, I guess.
Fair enough. And
we are joined by Manical GG.
Thank you. GG.
so, how about that linear early game there?
It was so linear and so sparse, and the movement was so bad. I was like, man, I wish normal mode was anything but linear. And then here we were. But like, it pretty much railroaded you. It was nice that you had some options to do some things like executionally around the logic, but like at least you kind of knew where the logic was pushing you. Like being in Norfair already and just being able to lava dive in rather than go activate Flute and Flute using the mitts to go get Moon Pearl was convenient. And there were a lot of interesting things about this one, but this one was just full of a whole lot of bait. I don't know how you dodge every single piece of bait in this because there was just so much of it, and instead I ate all the bait.
Yeah, gravity, especially Gravity Suit pointing you to Meridia.
Yeah, I mean, I was so behind at that point when I got Gravity. I was behind before I went to Pod, and I was like, okay, I've had an executionally nightmarish seed. Like, I've played very badly. And so I need to gamble Pod, and then I just need to chase what it gives me. And so I was pretty priced into making that chase, and I knew when it turned up nothing that I was probably about 15 minutes behind, just on the back of that. And then I chased all the other bait too. Boots was my favorite one, even though it wasn't a very long chase. It was a very fruitful chase.
Yeah, not to mention, it doesn't help that Skull Woods was a forced double dip too, because Fire Rod was in Hookshot Cave.
I mean, that didn't really matter all that much, but it definitely wasn't convenient. Because
And,
going in and getting the hook shot, I mean, hook shot being there was real bad. I felt about an hour and a half late to hook shot, or probably more like an hour late to hook shot.
Yeah, and as you probably guessed, Ozzy had the Ice Rod and Grab as his go mode.
I didn't guess that. I didn't try to guess that. I just assumed that, given the time, that he just managed to dodge all of the bait.
Yeah, his only major routing hiccup was he did gamble Turtle Rock without Ice Rod.
Yeah, but that's a reasonable situation to put yourself in there. If you get early hook shot and get fire rod while you're up there, it makes a lot of sense just based on the way that things were falling. Especially, I mean, you got Ether Medallion as well. It was sort of like, okay, go do this thing, and it's not that bad. In fact, you could have I think you could have saved the portal if you really wanted to. But
Oh,
I
no.
think there are probably enough other things on the map that it wouldn't have made sense to commit to it.
Oh, Captain, it happened.
What happened?
Hydra didn't open the chest.
Ooh, yeah. Tempered sword, silverless. I mean, at least it's tempered sword, but still silverless.
Yeah, the nice tempered silverless green mail getting really bailed out in Ganon's tower was just like, oh, okay, sure, that's a thing we're doing today.
Let's just give you silvers and blue mail right at the end.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty sure I was Master Sword silverless when I found that third sword on Lumberjack.
So were we, actually.
And then it just kept giving you the goods, and I said, okay, well, I guess I'm glad that I went and looked at Laser Bridge, and I'm glad that I went and checked some chests in Upper GT, and it turned into a really cozy situation instead of a really not cozy one. So I felt bad about the potion purchase, but I mean, that wasn't going to make the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, we saw a Trinex. Was it you or Solsky that Trinex was giving you a lot of trouble?
I think it was also.
I was gonna say I don't think it was me.
I
I went in with 3 hearts, but I had a damageless fight. I did have an extra cycle on the right head, or I guess its left head, and I'm not sure what that was about. Honestly, it felt like it took an extra hit of damage or something. Maybe like Fire Rod Ancilla didn't hit it and do damage or something. I don't know what it was, but something happened where I was a cycle off on the one head, but I wouldn't so much call that trouble.
Yeah.
Alright, Hydra taking on Ganon, but down to a heart, and has to burn some cape magic here.
Cake magic?
No, I said cape.
Oh, okay. It's just me getting tired.
I mean, cake magic sounds fantastic. In fact, I might go and see if I have cake magic somewhere in my kitchen, because now I want to eat that. It sounds delicious.
Ladies and gentlemen,
ladies
and gentlemen, I present to you The Legend of Zelda: The Frying Pan of Doom.
Yeah, that's about all I've got to say about this one. It was super linear early, and then a whole bunch of bait, and if you dodged it, you could get a good time, and if you didn't dodge it, you got a bad time, so it was classic normal mode, but yeah, classic SMZ3, really. Thanks for having me in the chat. Thanks for having me on the restream. And GG to everyone.
Always a pleasure, and GG to you as well.
Everyone leaving before I am able to say GG.
Oh, sorry.
It's not your fault. Yeah, Hydra having a really good fight here.
Yeah, Ganon's being fairly cooperative. Granted, he's doing also this on one heart, but it looks like it's a takedown and we get some fried bacon with bacon. So get a single G in chat for Hydra.
Bacon.
Oh? Oh, that was just him hanging on his file select screen for a second.
Yeah.
Now, in the time during that Ganon fight, we did have a 4th place finisher, actually. Hatch78 finished with an SRL time of 3:24:23. He's actually joining us in the Twitch chat right now, so Hatch, GG to you. Question in chat from Hatch, did Helma have a sword? No, the swords were in First Chest of Swamp, Laser Bridge, right before Dragon, and Lumberjack.
Yeah. No terrible ones, but late ones.
Yeah. I mean, heck, Hydra Power didn't get that sword until like 2 hours in, so the first sword at Dracon of all places.
Yeah. Oh, that's sad to hear, Hatch. I wonder how hard it was to move the statue down.
But yeah, just putting the whole seed together of like the whole profile and whatnot. So you're expected to, after your sphere zeros, go to Blue Brinstar for your speed booster. Go to Wreck Ship for your Various suit. Go all the way to Ridley for your Titan's Mitts and Moon Pearls. Croc had something of value too, didn't he?
Titans.
That was it. Croc had Titans. And then Ridley had Moon Pearl on the way out. So after Dark World access, you go to Skullwoods for your hookshot. You route in Dark Death Mountain for your Fire Rod and Ether Tablet, or Ether Medallion. There I go, making the tablet mistake. And then go to Village of Outcasts to get the treasure trove of items that were down there. Alternatively, you could have also done that. Nope, not even trying baby skip there, Hydra.
I think he wanted to, but he ran a little bit too early, so the camera didn't follow him correctly.
That might have been what happened. But yeah, so get that treasure trove in Village of Outcasts, which you could have really gotten after Skull Woods too. You didn't have to go to Dark Death Mountain right away. But yeah, after that, you didn't need Pegasus boots, although logically you had to get them from Swamp's big chest, which means Swamp was a forced double dip. Ew.
Ew.
And then go to Pod for your Gravity Suit and Ice Rod, and then that's all she wrote, pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Flippers and Power Bombs of Shame too, while you're doing Ridley. So yeah, not the craziest seed I've seen, but definitely one that had its ups and downs.
As I said before, this was probably the most hard mode, normal mode I've seen.
I think the first A Link to the Past randomizer seed I commentated had Bow all the way on Pyramid Fairy, because this was before version 31. And the chain to get that last Pyramid Fairy crystal was pretty long, because one of the Pyramid Fairy crystals was Meyer.
Ooh.
So yeah, it was like a 9-item chain, I want to say, for 9-item chain for Bo.
Ooh, that sounds ugly. I know there was one seed in the Plando tournament where both gloves were on Pyramid.
Wow.
Yeah, to try to work out how that one, how that logic was.
Yeah, I can't imagine the red crystals could have been too deep.
I think those red crystals were in the Dark World.
Well, the only dungeons I can think of where that's even remotely possible are Skull Woods and well, no, Meyer needed mitts, so clearly not Meyer. Skull Woods and Pot are the only two dungeons that come to mind that could have fulfilled that prerequisite. Because yeah, Thieves Town you need... Well, Thieves Town you can get away without a glove.
Yeah, it is those three that you don't require a glove for.
I think Swamp could be done glove level. Well, yeah, Swamp could be... Actually, no, you need Dark World access, so... Wait.
No, you only need a hammer of
Right.
the Aga.
Yeah, Aga could be your Dark World. Makes sense. Sorry, that took a minute to connect. Yeah, Swamp, Pod, and Skull Woods, I think, are the only 3 dungeons you could do without a lift.
And even then, if you're really unlucky, with that setting, Hammer could technically show up in Hypekeep.
It could. If you have a way to get to that section of the Dark World with Hookshot.
Hookshot and flippers, yeah.
Meanwhile, Hydra has elected not to perform stand-up glitch here. I think at this point Hydra might be just trying to wrap this one up and go call it a night.
Yeah, it would make sense. It did not do the gate skip clips either, so just playing it safe.
Makes sense. I mean, it's really easy to... It's like you said before, there's like a lot of ways you can soft lock here, so...
Okay, it's not often you see 1 hour between the first finisher and the fourth finisher on the restream.
That's just as Maniacal was saying earlier, it depends on how many baits you took, and unfortunately Hydra did not fare much better.
Yeah.
Alright, Hydra Power has made Mother Brain taste the rainbow, and now it's time for him to nope right on out.
Yeah.
Alright, it's just going to be another minute-long, not even climb out of Torian, and we will be done here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
No animal saves today. I am mildly disappointed.
Well, we're gonna have to save the frames, you know.
I know,
But
makes...
Yeah, with that, give it up for Hydra Power. He's gonna finish off on the 6th place on the stream, on the race, and 4th on the race stream with an official SL 3 hours, 37 minutes, and 48 seconds. That is an 8 minutes PB.
Ooh, very nice. And in, we had a 5th place finisher, Dorkmaster Fleck, who finished at 3:36.18 for 5th place.
Yeah, really great job by Hydra to be able to finish this one off. Not gonna lie, I would have probably forfeited this one. But yeah, looking here, after we're done here, there are still a few racers who are attempting to finish. It is Tracy M, 64-bit Link, that you can check out after we are done here to see how they fared at this. We're also gonna see if we are gonna be joined by Hydra Power. In the meantime, let's check the schedule for the rest of the nights.
I was just about to do the same thing.
Well, we didn't get the timing because, speaking of the devil, welcome Hydra Power to the commentary booth.
I need a drink.
It's alright, especially after that early game, a lot of us needed a drink.
Oh my god, man. I'm like, can I please just go to Link to the Past? Like, I was in denial about what I had to do, that being Lower Norfair. Because Lower Norfair just scares the hell out of me every time. Like, I'm playing this game, like, I don't know, 6 months or something. It still scares the heck out of me every time, and yet here I go with 6 tanks, no gravity suit, no screw attack, no space jump. I'm like, what do I have to do? And so when I found the Moon Pearl, on the way out of Escape there, I'm like, oh my god, I'm saved. I don't even care if I don't have a sword. I don't need a sword. It's fine. It's totally fine. So, but man, yeah, I'm thinking back. I don't even think I died, which I have no idea how that happened. Because I'm not good at Super Metroid, so somehow I survived, I think.
I don't think you took any deaths either, yeah.
I mean, it was close. Like, dying in acid or running through acid in Lower Norfair with, just, oh my god. There were so many times I could have died, and I was really hoping I couldn't. I was really hoping I wouldn't have to do Ridley that early because, I mean, you saw my Ridley fight is pretty bad, and there's no way I would have survived it. So, there was a lot of close calls all around, and by the end, I'm down to 1 heart and again. I'm like, I don't care, man. I don't care. I'm either charmed or just doomed. I don't know. So,
would you like to know, well, specifically where your silver arrows were?
Probably the pre-Bolorn chest. Is that right?
One of those last 2, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. At that point, I didn't even care. I laughed at the blue mail because that actually would have been helpful too. So, but yeah, so it was fine. I felt I could add some dramatic tension there at the end with the spin strats on 1 heart. So there you go. Yeah, it was crazy, man. And I don't get to race this game very much because I don't have a lot of time to play it in general. So I probably only play it like once or twice a week. So I may never be very more than aggressively mediocre at Super Metroid compared to some of these other guys that play this all the time. So I'm just glad I could finish that one. That was crazy.
Crazy indeed. Actually, Maniacal was in here earlier, and he said it really just depends on how many diversions you end up going for. Like, pretty much everybody except Aussie went straight to Meridia after Pod.
Yeah, it made sense, really, because, here's your gravity suit, here's a whole new area for you to do. It made sense to me at the time, so.
Yeah, and then that hookshot not in a good spot either.
No, not really.
In a forced double dip Skullwoods.
Right. And, I used to go to Skull all the time as soon as I would get Dark World access, and Pendant or no, or Fire Rod or no, and then I really stopped doing that recently. But it would have worked out today, so oh well.
Yeah, and we're not expected double dip Skull with.
Yeah, I mean it happens a lot. You know, if you go in there and get the fire, or you don't have the fire rod, there can still be something in the front, and a lot of times it's just a big waste of time. But not today. Today it would have been really useful. So, and you know what else would have been really useful? I don't. You probably saw my emoting there was screw attack right before I went back to Lower Norfair again to go do Ridley, and it was on the pyramid ledge the whole time. But I'm like, no man, we gotta go back to Ridley. We get 7 tanks now, and we got gravity. It'll be just fine. It'll be no problem. And I was like, oh man, that would have been useful. Thanks. So I laughed. I was just laughing all around.
Yeah, Solsky actually ended up somewhat last locationing his bow in the dig game, so we saw a little bit of a angry expression from that one too. It's all in the name of entertainment, I'm sure.
Yeah, I hope everybody was entertained. Thanks for anybody who's sticking around to watch my slow self get to finish it here. Because, you know, when these other 3 guys volunteered and then there's me, I was like, okay, I'll comfortably last place then. But, you know, nobody will pay attention to me then, because I'll be paying attention to the other guys, so it's fine. I mean, I don't mind. Like I said, I very rarely get the chance to race this. So I'm like, well, I'm going to take the chance, you know, hell or high water, what happens. And you might remember my race from a month ago where I missed the Pegasus boost and space jump in Brinstar for 2 hours and 40 minutes because I didn't mock ball because I didn't know how. So I don't know if anyone saw me practicing mock ball for 25 minutes before this race started, perhaps getting a 55 to 60% success rate, and then I got speed anyway, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, Speed Booster was just in a weird spot this time around.
Yeah, it was in Retro Brin, really. So if you
Retro Brin right past the Morph Ball.
Yeah, and so if you did that route, then you'd have it for a bunch of stuff. So I don't know. I don't think a lot of people do Retro Brin first. I don't know. It works for me. Like it's probably not a good route, but it works for me. And I was calculating my power bombs. Oh, power bombs. So wrecked ship. I knew where the Vargas suit was, and I'm sitting there counting my bombs like 3. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3, and then if I miss the jump back across the moat, now I'm soft locked. I better go back to the ship and get bombs. So maybe I could.
Wondering about that initially. We thought it was like he knows it's Various suit down there, right? But then it hit us later. It was like, wait, only 3 power bombs? Yeah, that's not very safe.
No, and maybe there's. I'm not, like I said, I'm not very good at Super Metroid, but maybe there's an easy setup for Shine Spark back across, probably. But I didn't want to take the chance, so I just said, okay, well, we'll just double dip wrecked ship again, woohoo! So, but yeah, no, that was the issue. And what's ironic too is I started when I reset back to Metroid, I had 8 power bombs. So if I just taken the time to go to the ship or go down into the ship and replenish my power bombs fully, wouldn't have been an issue. So lesson learned there.
So
also congrats to that 8 minutes PB, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Like I said, I don't race this very much, so yay PBs. So, this was very hard. Like I said, I play this offline a lot. A lot of times I get like a low to mid 3 and occasionally a high 2. And I just wanted to try and participate today when I could. So a 337, hey, I made it. So
So our 5th place finisher, Dorkmaster Fleck, is actually in chat, and he actually just recently enlightened us to where the other mail upgrade was. It was actually also in GT right after the big key. It was in the fire spinner room.
Oh, okay.
So GT had our last medallion for Meyer, which granted we never needed that.
Yeah.
Silver arrows and both mail upgrades.
Yeah, it was pretty harsh. But, I play a lot more Link to the Past than this. In fact, I play a lot of spoilers of Link to the Past because I really enjoy that mode. And in that mode, you're really just trying to redline it as much as you can. So I may only have like 6-7 hearts for Link to the Past spoiler seed. And so that's why I was like, please, can I just go back to Link to the Past? It's fine. Just give me the Moon Pearl. I've got the mitts. I can do all sorts of stuff. Please. I was begging the seed, but no, it wasn't to be. You had to go to Lower Norfair.
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah, it was just tough overall. But hey, I made it. Somehow I didn't die. So I'm pretty happy about that. Like I said, I need a drink and I'm pretty hungry. So thanks again to everybody for sticking around, if anyone's sticking around, and appreciate you guys with your commentary and tracking and restreaming. And I'll probably watch it back here at some point and see how the shenanigans went. So thank you again for having me.
And thank you for racing.
We had a great time.
I bet you did. Thank you. Thanks again. Have a good night, everybody.
So yeah, let's look a little bit quick at the schedule before we wrap this up. Going on right now, over at Speed Gaming, it is the Final Fantasy Randomizer in Iron Goal Championship, or rather, Iron Goal Heavy Metal Championship, with the final actually going on later tonight at 9:30. Also going on right now is the Azure Dreams tournament between Horosa BG and Genie Freak on Speed Gaming 3. And at Speed Gaming 4, it is the A Link to the Past daily race. It's open weekly, so make sure to check that out.
Yeah, and then tomorrow we have, if I could just get my schedule popped up here. Tomorrow, the A Link to the Past Randomizer League continues at 1:10 p.m. We've got a match between Walther 4th versus Siberian Bull 9, teams Old Swagga Jackson and Super Salty Dungeoneers. I love these team names already. So there's more Link to the Past Randomizer League action on track later down the road. But with that said, once again, we'd like to give a major shout outs to Thoris Karathesis, our tracker, and Miss Metroid, who also did some tracking and the setup work for us this afternoon. And once again, give our runners a follow if you have not done already. They have put on a great show for you tonight, especially with this roller coaster ride of a seed.
Another match I can also recommend tomorrow is the Skullwood's Big Skip and Titan Smiths. That is between Ferric and Dante at 6:10 tomorrow.
We on the Super Metroid A Link to the Past Randomizer end will also be back, hopefully, tomorrow night at 9 p.m. with a hard mode seed. So we'll hope you join us for that, folks. But with that said, have a great night, and we will see you next mission.
Bye-bye, guys.